Alright, guess time to get started. Hello guys, it's Ron Phoenix. Sorry for quite a delay, because I was getting breakfast. And welcome back to my channel. Today we will finishing off the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. We're down to the last few parts left for Rise from the Ashes, so we will continue. We will actually finish it off. Let's begin. Oh. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said. Drastic crime require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we have to in order to get him to get the verdict he deserved. I didn't know. I never knew that the SL9 incident was just another name for it. The Joe Dart killings. Mostly everyone heard about these killings but me. I don't want Dart convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me. What do you mean what happened to you? It's all there in the file. Joe Dart's last victim was prosecutor Neil Marshall. But he murdered Officer Marshall's brother. He left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. And what do you have to do with these killings, Emma? On the night Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Dart tried to kill me. What? He tried to kill you? Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me. So that means you... Yes, I was the witness of the Joe Dart trial. I didn't see that coming. It happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of the year too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day, unusual for a season. I was alone at my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. And suddenly, this terrifying man came busting into the office. Joe Dart. It seems like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Jake Marshall's brother. Joe Dart tried to take me hostage. Before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. And then, what happened? I'll never forget it. Lightning struck and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. What I saw then burned my permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now. Permanent picture? I don't remember the moment when Jark stabbed Mr. Marshall. So you weren't able to testify about that? No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why why she made up the crime. Made it up? You mean provided bogus evidence? Prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forced the evidence and Mr. Edgeworth used it. Edgeworth? Yes. But I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He couldn't have known that he was given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors of Mr. Edgeworth, it's all my fault. If I could just testify properly, none of this would have happened. But it's true, even though he may not have known it, Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence. After the case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold, like she is today. She was not being able to face all what she did, especially not to Emma. What do you see in the instant that crime occurred? Charge knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. Neil Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently I passed out. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms. Poor Emma. You've been through so much. I couldn't bring myself to testify about that incident. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, and it wasn't any good. 2 years ago, he must have been 14. That's understandable. Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grew up, I'll become a scientific investigator. I want everybody to fight crimes with my testimonies, find the evidence to make an airtight case. That way, Lana would never have to forge any. I see. I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes Emma tick. But there's still something that bothers me about that crime. There's something that's puzzling me, Emma. What is it? You said you were in Lana's office at the time, right? That's right. Why then would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor? Oh, there's no mystery there. Joe Dark had been taken into questioning that day. Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police? Of course, this happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office. But why did he run all the way over to your sister's office? The detective office was in the questioning room right across from the elevator. Across from the elevator? But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she? No, silly, didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. She was the best in the entire force. What? That's news to me. Out of the Dark case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. Lana used to be a detective? I better have another talk with her. Stunning. Lana! Mr. Wright, it seems I keep causing you trouble. Falsifying evidence. I didn't think you were the type. Criminals don't mind playing foul. Why should we? Lana, if you're wrong, innocent person might be found guilty. Believe me, I understand the risk. Lana, Emma told me about you. Oh? About how you were a detective 2 years ago, and how the SL9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office. That's right. Could you fill me in on the details, especially about that unusual change of jobs? I suppose you have the right to know, Mr. Wright. A lot of revelations were uncovered in the trial today, not the least which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago. Evidence from that case was stolen as well, though I expected as much. I know how obsessed Officer Marshall can be. That trial, it really wasn't fair, wasn't it? I believe me, Lana. I believe that no matter what happened, you always stick to the truth. Couldn't have been helped, Emma. The trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. Well, all drama aside, the fact of the matter is, at 5:15 there was no murder at the police department. Tell me it's not true, Lana. What the witness, Miss Starr, said? About you stabbing Mr. Goodman with the knife? Lana, I don't understand. Why would you tell us? Emma, this doesn't involve just me. I don't think I ever seen Lana look so fazed before. It's true, I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing. They still talk about all the cases that Chief Gant cracked together. Chief Gant? He was a deputy chief of police back then, but he still worked with the crime scene. Damon Gant. Damon Gant. He was everything I aspired to be. They were the best team ever. They solved crimes before the reports could even be filed. Never really had a license for big sister. But now you're a chief prosecutor. What happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was to gain experience investigating crime scenes so she could use that experience in court, right? Gant's help with in the SL9 case was crucial to his resolution. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Maybe I should ask more about this investigation up there 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Dark. Second in command? That seems the investigating lead with David Gant, right? Yes, Deputy Chief Gant and I share the same office and same investigations. They even have the same office. We led the team of best detectives on the force. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho. Without a doubt, Joe Dark was a serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when his final murder took place. And he tried to murder Emma. Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Dart. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me. Now you tell us. Damon Gant and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Dart that day. The investigation was in its final stages and Dart must have suddenly panicked. So he waited until Gant and Marshall let their guards down and then fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by Chief Deputy Gant and myself. That's where he found me. So you were the first person who brought into the scene, Lana? It appears so. I was filling some papers while Gant and Marshall were questioning Dart. When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood. 3 bodies? Prosecutor Marshall, the victim Emma, who had passed out, and the suspect Joe Dart. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dart had insecure a minor concussion and lay unconscious. What did you do? To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, and just held her. I can't blame her after all her sister must have gone through. After that, I placed Dart under immediate arrest. Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident? That's right. Quite a coincidence, I don't buy it. Well, what are you saying? There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident just by chance. That case was solved 2 years ago. At least one person went to extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Officer Marshall, yes, this actually came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he changed completely. I guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Dart. Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories. That case might not be over just yet. Emma was assaulted by Dart from the police department, right? Yes, in the office that David Gant and I share. The office that Mr. Gant now occupies by himself, the chief's office. Maybe I should have a look at the chief's office, the site of the final SL9 murder. Okay, let's go. Howdy, Bambina. Oh, Mr. Marshall. I never thought things turned out this way when I woke up this morning. Yes, you never know what life leads you, eh, Bambina? I should have known my local ran out when old Billy tried up this morning. Billy? Must have been his pet cactus. Say, where are you headed? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance. Well, we all know I won't be coming back. Alright, but you can't go any evidence for trying to pardon. But Mr. Marshall, why did you do it? Where did prospectors head west? If ever there was a case I needed to know the truth about, it was that one. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened? Looks like I'll be getting a steak lunch today. Something was fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either. All the detectives thought so. What do you mean fishy? Some of the facts reported will continue with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. The murder weapon? You mean the switchblade knife with the broken tip? That was still dark, alright. But in the internal autopsy report, question was raised. The question? The blade of the knife was not a perfect match with the wound the victim sustained. What does it mean? It means there was a good chance that this knife was not the murder weapon. However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility had been erased. Could the facts have been concealed with forged evidence? The case left behind scars on all of us. The scars that the SL9 incident left behind. I got the looks, but he got the brains. He was one of the best prosecutors around. I had this mate detective when he went down. It was our first case together. How old was he, your brother? He was 27 at the time. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? You mean the King of Prosecutors? You knew it. What are you looking at me like that for? That's an honor for a prosecutor. Mr. Marshall must have really been close with his brother. The day the SL9 took place, that wasn't the same day as... That's right. It was the day of the evidence transfer. Interesting. It was drizzling that morning, and at nightfall it was thunder. I can't believe 2 years have gone by already. I tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Apparently someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered, and the evidence locker was empty. There was something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in that investigation, save one, was taken care of. The star was fired out with the molded and boxed away in the tiny room. What about Detective Goodman? If they did something to him too, the commissioners wouldn't get suspicious. No, they were careful not to be too obvious. They? What are you talking about? Don't get upset, Bombina. I mean Damon Gant and Lana Sky. The investigation lead Damon Gant and Detective Man Lana Sky. They weren't a person in the force who haven't heard that duo. The case is the biggest step for both of their careers. That's the case then, and Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? Yeah, Damon Gant, the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. She'd never been the same ever since she left. Everyone who knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Sky was totally different from when she was a detective. Now that he mentioned it, Emma said something like that too. Tell me, what happened to my sister? Sorry, Momina, but her secret is too well guarded. I never found out. Well, the secret. It all started 2 years ago. So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy it, partner? It was certainly enlightening. There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Edward is my enemy. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict. Or someone else was the one who gave it evidence and planned everything. There's someone who's David Gant. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today. Too bad I won't be around to work with you when you become a real scientific investigator. Adios, Bombina. Well, that might be the last time we see him, which is sad. Oh well. The place is pretty empty, but today's deserted. That must mean everyone's busy solving crime. Oh, if you're looking for the others, they're all in the conference room. Thanks. Wow, he actually talked to us. But the chief prosecutor saying what she did, the decision about what to do about Mr. Edgeworth, not to mention our statements to the media and tomorrow's trial. There's more chaos going on than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together. I think festive is the word usually used for those. I'm sorry, we like to have a look around the Chief Gant's office. Just use the connecting hallway in the other building or take the elevator to the top floor. Really? You mean it's okay for us to go in there? I mean, we aren't police officers or anything. Hey, you're right, you can't go in there, it's off limits. Now I see where Detective goes, she gets his unique charm. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's get to the Chief's office. Wow. Whoa, where am I? In the chief's office, hey, at least that's what it says on the door. It's not that pipe organ. That's real, isn't it? Hey, I used to take organ lessons in kindergarten. They used to call me Little Miss Batch. I thought I was a genius until they tried teaching me notes. I never could remember where C was. Hmm? Oh, it's you two. Chief Gant. Put that paper he was reading on in his desk. So, righto. Have you been swimming lately? No, I haven't. I've been kind of busy lately. I can appreciate that. I have my hands full too with Mr. Marsh's misconduct and Lana's provocative statement. Provocative statement? Oh, you mean about the forged evidence? 2 years have passed since that incident. My, how time flies. See that big picture on the wall over there? That's a picture of Lana Neal Neal. So this is Mr. Marshall's brother, Prosecutor Neil Marshall. We took the picture to commemorate our work together. Something's not right with this picture. I can't quite seem to put my finger on it though. Anyway, I like to reminisce all day, but there are matters that need my attention. I'm gonna go lock up here, so let's go out together. Oh, so this office. It was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it? That case has long since been over. There's no need to investigate it anymore. All the same, we like to look around. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said there's no need to investigate it anymore. Now hurry up and get out. I have a meeting to attend. Looks like we weren't welcome. It seems that case isn't over with yet, after all. What do you mean? Chief can't deny our request to search the crime scene. That means there must be a reason he doesn't want us looking around in there. You mean like a clue? Gotta be a way we can get inside into the chief's office. Alright. Hey, pal. To the gumshoe! Are you supposed to be in the meeting? I'm, just taking a breather. My feet hurt. From sitting so long? Actually, I'm serving everyone coffee. So looks like the gumshoe's still out of the loop. So you have either one of you seen Mr. Edgeworth? Edgeworth? No. Why do you ask? He's under fire from both the police department and the prosecutor's office. He's organizing the battles between you two in court. That sounds serious. Is it because of what my sister said? That's basically what it all boils down to. I falsified evidence 2 years ago. Now Mr. Edgeworth has the whole world after his blood. Yikes. But why would Edgeworth be blamed? It's not like he knew that evidence was forged. How disguised the guilty party is she? Regardless, the prosecutor is responsible for the evidence they present in court. Not only that, as you know, there have been a lot of rumors going on about Mr. Edgeworth. His amazing talent as a prosecutor kept him safe from those who don't like him. But now with this, aren't there really so many people who hate him? In our world, only those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgeworth not only has that, but he's young. There's no better recipe I know for making enemies. Hey Dick, keep up the good work. Yes, sir. Let's go out for lunch again sometime, my treat. Yes, sir. You gotta take me back to the joint sometime, okay, Dick? Yes, sir. Since you don't have any problems with enemies. Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out. Anyway, I'm a bit worried about him. Under all this pressure, I'm afraid Mr. Edgeworth just might crack. Actually, I took a look at the file earlier when the coffee was brewing. She's genuinely concerned for Edgeworth. Well, did you find out anything? The only evidence Dark left behind during the final attack? His final attack, you mean when he killed Prosecutor Marshall, he was trying to protect some girl. Me. The chief said the ghost should never realize everyone was the girl. That's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all. Well, what is it? Oh, let's see. I think it had something to do with the murder weapon. Oh, I forgot. Look, it's all written somewhere in there, okay? His powers of recollection never fail to impress. Maybe we should show him the murder weapon. It might jog his memory. Joe Dark was 42 at the time of the crime. He was just your run-of-the-mill businessman. A businessman? What made him take the serial killing? One day on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car. With his car? So it was an accident? An accident, yes, but it transformed him into an animal. An animal? He killed the man that witnessed the accident, then he killed the lady who saw the second crime. And oh shoot, the jogger he killed as well finally turned himself in. He was a pretty careless animal. Of course, this is all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence. So he turned himself in. Yes, but in the middle of the questioning, he planned to murder his final victim, Prosecutor Marshall. That crime was witnessed by someone too, but luckily Dark was arrested on the spot. It's a good thing that last witness wasn't killed. That last witness, aka Emma. Let's possession the murder weapon. About this. Hey, is that? That's the tag attachment with the label S9 sitting on it. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of. What are you doing with that? Ever since that cage was closed, that knife's been locked away in the locker. When the day Detective Goodman was murdered, it suddenly disappeared from the locker. Well, it's not in Mr. Edwards' car muffler. That's it! Now I remember what that incriminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, it all came back to me. Well, what is it, Detective? Quick, before you forget again. This knife. It was Joe Dark, wasn't it? That's right. We traced it back to the store he bought it at, plus they had his fingerprints on it too. But no one actually witnessed him using the murder weapon. You murdered anyone, right? That's where the luck ran out. When you take a good look at this knife, you'll see it's broken. You don't have to take a good look to notice that. Yeah, well anyway, take a guess where the broken off tip of the knife was found. That's what did him. Where was it? The victim, Neil Marshall, was carrying it inside his own body. It was found deep inside the stab wound. Did it match Dark's knife? You bet, down to the last fiber. That's pretty conclusive. Nice, been updated. Well, there you have it in a nutshell. That's all I know. Can I ask you one more thing? What is it? If it's money you should ask Chief Gant. It's not money, but it does concern the chief. His office is a crime scene, right? It's where Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered. The chief's out now and his office is locked, but we like to have a look around if that's okay. Well, any detective's idea can unlock the door. What? Really? But if I like civilian in there, I'll be charged with breach of trust. Breach of trust? Simply put, I'll be canned. Oh, sorry pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you. How about this ID card? It was Detective Goodman. That won't work either. The date has been deleted the day he died. Oh. So in other words, Gumshoe is our only chance of getting into that office. I wonder if there's something we can show him that would make him change his mind. Well, I guess we should head out. No one's here today, not even Miss Starr. Everyone's probably busy looking into what exactly happened in the evidence room. That must be where the detectives are. When we put up the court today that the day of the crime, no one was murdered in the evidence room at 5:15 p.m. Yeah, I thought we were finally making some headway in our case. Instead, it looks like we just ended up making Lana look even more guilty. Hang in there, Lana. I got to find all the answers for tomorrow. I wonder if Edgeworth is back yet. There he is. He looks like he's writing something. Well, what are you doing here? He sure was quick to throw that paper on the floor. Tough day in court, huh? I had to live the past 2 years with rumors flying around. What's another alleged on me? Sure, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm rooting for you. I'm Edgeworth for you. Always trying to hide his real feelings. So what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day. There's no excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain the guilty verdict. That's when it breaks down to it. Nothing I can do can erase that. But you didn't know, did you? I mean, that the evidence was falsified. The police department, the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. If that bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. The police department's error is my error. My responsibility as a prosecutor in charge. The fact remains the same no matter what excuses I might have. Mr. Edgeworth, I take pride in my work. So tell me why. Why it has to come down to this? Even Edgeworth can't keep this kind of emotion bottled up. Are you up for the trial tomorrow? First last year's trial, now this one? It seems all you do is worry about me. To be honest, you're getting on my nerves. But Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just walk out on the trial. Tomorrow's the last day. It's too late to change prosecutors. I bet that's what my superiors are banking on. I never thought that this case would come back to haunt me like this. What do you mean? The list of evidence, it seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. It's only half as long as most lists? That is odd. After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became prosecutor for that case. I may not have been part of the investigation, but I knew what I had to do. Use the evidence I was given to prove the suspect guilty. That was really the only thing on my mind at the time. Say, we just saw a picture taken around that time. That picture, something seems strange about it. Could you tell us again about what happened that day? The day Detective Goodman was murdered? You were participating in the ceremony over the station, right? I never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one. Because you were awarded this? Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out of the ceremony. I finished up the office in the morning and drove over to the police department. You finish up at the office? Yes, just odds and ends. Clinical stuff. I didn't plan on returning to the office that day. That is until I was asked to take something back. Take something back? This. Oh yeah, the chief asked you to hold on to that, didn't he? Yes, it was a piece of evidence in the case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office. That's the story we heard yesterday. But you came back here to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to? That's right. This picture was taken on the wall at Chief Cam's office. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He had just started making a name for himself. Looks like this was taken when he received the King of Prosecutors trophy. Speaking of that, there's something that bothers me. Yes? The trophy Mr. Marshall is holding is a little different than yours. Yes, you're right. Oh, I remember now. Remember what? That was when the official prosecutor trophy looked like until 2 years ago. There's a story behind his design. A story? Sounds interesting. Would you mind telling us, Celeste? A simple, really. Contradiction. That's what this award based on. This award originates from an ancient Chinese tale. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written in two characters, the first being halberd and the second being shield. Have you heard the story? Me? Oh, sure, everyone knows that. Why don't you tell it though? For Emma's sake. Very well. Long ago in the kingdom of Chu, there was an arms merchant. One day he presented the king with two items. The first was a halberd he claimed some slice through any shield or armor. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon. Wait a minute. Those things contradict each other. Very perceptive. Then again, you heard this story before, right? Anyway, if you mention, there's many descriptions of the items dispute them both. When the king pointed this out, the merchant was left speechless, and thus the Chinese word for contradiction was born. Oh, I see. So the chipped shield and broken knife symbolize... Precisely so. They symbolize the merchant's items. The ancient tale ends with the merchant at a loss for words. But it is in our nature to pursue matters to their conclusion, even if it results in something as ugly as this. Wow, thanks Mr. Edgeworth. I learned something new today. That's funny. If that's so, then why were you only given the shield? You have to ask Chief Gant. 2 years ago, he had a halberd part after the word abolished. Chief Gant. Who? I wonder what he was writing before. Come on, Mr. Wright, let's take a look. Are you crazy? Edgeworth's sitting right there. Just distract him, I'll check it out. Hey, Edgeworth! Is that Detective Gumshoe out of the window? Oh no, he's falling to the ground! Hold on, first let me see what this girl's doing crawling around my feet. Damn, he he doesn't care if Gumshoe literally fell down. Oh wow, that's messed up. He didn't even look. What? Letter up. If you have a trouble reading, I'll read it for you. It says letter of resignation. Resignation? Answer it, you don't mean... I'm tired, Wright. I feel as if something inside me has died. But, Mr. Edgeworth, none of it is your fault. I know the path I walked. You don't need to tell me. And the path I walked hasn't been in just one. I can't forgive myself for what I've done. And no one else should forgive me either. Uh-oh, I think he's serious. Mr. Wright, please, you have to do something. This letter of resignation, I wonder if I could use it for anything. Alright, let's move. Excuse me. Would either of you care for a quarter-pound of roast beef? The Star! I guess she's out of lunches. You certainly are a curious sort, aren't you? Kinda like the first person who snuck the cow's nipple to discover milk. Still, I never thought you'd be digging up that case for 2 years ago. Everyone in this trial was involved in the SL9 incident. Not only that, but the murder occurred the very day the evidence to the transferal. This all can be a mere coincidence. Are you forgetting something? You know the little scene I happened to witness? The instant Lana stabbed Detective Goodman. No matter how much of the past you think of, it won't change from what I saw. Roast beef is meant to savor when eaten. This Star hatred towards Lana, it all dates back to 2 years ago. Joe Dart, that's a name I'll not soon forget. We trailed him for half a year. Oh, the pressure. Still, I don't think it was ever more alive than I was then. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Poor old Jake Marshall, though, must have been going through hell. You mean because of his brother's death? They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate. Her? Lana Sky. My sister? The best of the best were put on that SL9 case. Of course, they were led by the legendary duo, Lana and Cheap Can. That legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up our investigation. That's why we were so shocked at how that turned out. You mean with the forging of the evidence? Don't get me wrong, Joe Dart got what he deserved. Still, it was obvious that evidence provided in court was being manipulated. Items our team never found could suddenly appear while other items are kept secret. But you don't have proof anything illegal has done. And proof enough of what happened. After that case, all of us save Goodman were relieved for all duties. Most without even much of an explanation. Then Lana Sky transferred to the prosecutor's office and I became chief prosecutor. I'd always wanted to be a prosecutor. Nothing quite as simple as it appears. Huh? Lana Sky was merely used as a pawn. That's my take on the matter. She was being used? David Kim, Lana Sky. Yet led the investigation with Lana's second command. They were the best. They solved every kind of case together, didn't they? David Kim's magnetism in particular was almost unreal. His magnetism? By that I mean his ability to track evidence. He provided the most incredible evidence in the cases he handled. Incredible evidence? You mean... Oh yes, there were rumors about him even back then. No one there confronted him though. I take it she's talking about forged evidence. Back then, everyone looked up to Lana. All detectives wanted to be like her. Really? Oh yes, myself included. I was a fool, really. She hated everything crooked and always watched out for other detectives. That's why she was so concerned about Jake. Mr. Marshall. When Jake's brother was murdered, she felt as though she lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would ever have recovered from a shock. That's what makes it more infuriating. This star. That's why I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that? Mohammed transferred to the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, didn't she? Yes, thanks to Chief Gant's powerful influence. Chief. That's right. Having solved the SL9 case, his position with Chief was secured. There was only one thing left for him to control, and no one could stand in his way. The prosecutor's office. What? You mean that's why Lana was transferred? If he controlled the chief prosecutor, he could control the prosecutor's office. That must have been his goal all along. But how can he control Lana? I don't know, but one thing's for sure. Ever since that case ended, she's never been the same. It's only logical to conclude. There must have been a reason for her to change. At last, I'm finally getting close to the bottom of this ugly mess. Thank you, Mustar. You listen to me, Rookie. It takes more than just ingredients to create fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I've been. Well, let's go back and see Gumshoe. Oh, you're back. You're still here? I gotta make 150 copies of these files. Brewing coffee, copying files. I'm trying to get to a regular DJ. You're a DJ as well? If I'm not mistaken, I think he means desk jockey. Oh, that DJ. I gotta admire your persistence, but my answer's still no. I'm not letting you in the chief's office, period. It'll be my neck on the line. That office is the last currency in the last old ending, but I might have to take a look in there. There's gotta be something you can do to make it to change his mind. What's this crumbled up piece of paper? No way! Mr. Retro can't be serious! Is he ever not serious? I can't believe they're pushed him this far. Mr. Retro really feels responsible. When I first met him, I thought he was as cold as ice, too. But I know different now. He trusts us Detective Pride with sound evidence, but we betrayed him. Detective. That's it. I made up my mind. But here, take my ID card. We can't do that if someone finds out. They won't let you off the hook with a lost item report. Look at me. It's no secret I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Mr. Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out, I may already be as good as terminated. What? So at least let me do this. For Mr. Edgeworth's sake. Alright, Detective. Thank you. Nice. Now, let's go. Here goes, Mr. Wright. We're in. How am I find out now? The Gumshoe's a goner. If that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out. Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I didn't even know you could slap a ghost. There's the Gumshoe! What are you doing sneaking up on us like that? I wasn't sneaking. I was just worried something might go wrong. So I came too. If you're here, then what's the point of giving us your ID card? the gumshoe's ID crushed and rendered unusable in pocket. Hey, don't do that in my card! I hardly ever get a chance to come in here. But I figured I'd take a look around myself. Besides, we're all in this together now. You really do want to get fired, don't you? Not if we're lucky. Now come on, let's see what we can find out. I got a bad feeling about this. I guess on the other side of the room. Was that your sister's? Yes, that's where I was waiting for Lana. On that day 2 years ago. Is anyone using it now? No, sir. This is entirely Chief Gan's office now. He practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene. That's a strange reason to leave it there. He leaves it as warning for everyone else. He wants us to always be alert. He told us so himself in our New Year's party. Of course, he was pretty intoxicated at the time. I see. So ever since Lana left, no one ever touches that desk? No one except Chief Gant. And the cleaning lady who is in here each morning. Still, 2 years have passed since that incident. There can't possibly be any clues from Rainy. Can I ask you something? Sure. You only came here to look around, right? Just because of one of the SL9 crime scenes? I mean, that's the only reason for coming here, isn't it? Why do you ask? You don't think... Nah, you wouldn't be. No. No, there's no way. Never mind. Don't worry about it. Okay, now then let's look around a bit more. Hey, hold on. Not so fast, buddy. Huh? What is it? When someone tells you don't worry about it, it's supposed to start bothering you, pal. You don't just let it go like that. Sorry, this guy's starting to get on my nerves. Okay, so what's bothering you? You two don't think Chief Gant might be a suspect, do you? What? He's right, Mr. Wright. What do you think of him? Chief Gant. So it's finally come to this. What do I think of him? Perhaps it's best I don't indulge my feelings. Yet. There you go, ignore me again. This is a safe, isn't it? Safe? That word is ripped into a tree. Okay, if you say so. It looks like a code needs to be entered in this pen to open it. 7-digit number. I think I just might know what it is. Do you know what it is? I have a hunch. Oh, I know. You want to try my birthday? It's... I have a better idea. Here goes nothing. Yep. Bingo. What number did you enter? Whose birthday is that, pal? 7777777. The final ID card on that record. What? The number of the mysterious executive officer who entered that room that day. You mean 7777777? That ID number? I think you're 1 7 shy this time. This can only be one thing. That's Chief Gant's ID number. Say, anyone care to look inside? Is there any money in there? How much did you stash away? Look, it's a jar from Rook Cup. This somehow looks familiar. Where have I seen this before? There's something else in here too. What's this? It looks like a piece of leather cloth. This is a handprint, isn't it? Hey, I saw someone wearing a shirt like that once. You think the cheap makeup design? I don't think so. Oh, well, it's just a thought. Is that it? Is that all there was to safe? Apparently so. It's empty now. Piece of cloth with a handprint on it. And a broken shard from a cup. They look like the pieces of evidence. Yeah, but unless you can prove they have something to do with the case, I'm afraid I can't just let you take them. After all, it's my neck on the line here. Great, now I have to prove their relevancy to get them. How are these two items related to the SL9 incident? Come on, there's gotta be something we can show the detective. There's a gumshoe. Could you have a little look at this jar? I remember the three of us put it back together. Ah, those were the days. It's kind of early to be nostalgic. Wasn't the shard a piece of evidence for that case? That's right. One of the shards had the SL9 incident sticker on it. Doesn't that ring any bells? You know that fragment we just found? You mean this one? This was the safe? Yes, that one. That was from the safe. Now that you mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. Let's see if it fits. Here, let me see the shard. I'll take a crack at this. Go ahead, pal. Show us what a rookie can do. Mr. Wright, here's some glue. Put this piece back together again. So Chief Cat was unknowingly hiding evidence. Here goes. There! It fits like a charm. That, of course, means Chief Cat willingly and knowingly hide a piece of this jar in this safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SL9 incident. But, hey guys, get a load of this. What is it? This piece you just attached. It's different from the others. There's a reddish line on it. A reddish line? That's blood. I don't get it. Why would Chief Cat hide this in the safe? Hellfire won't be able to give you any information, so that's why I have to get all of my system now. You understand, don't you? Don't be so negative, detective. We do want you to share your information, though. Oh, who am I for? I never had anything useful to share to begin with. Got to stay positive. This was taken on the day 2 years ago. The day Joe Dark ran out of the questioning room and tried to kill Emma. After receiving the war troll, Mr. Marshall took a picture here, so I went along with Chief Kent to question Dark. I bet he never knew he would be dead just a few hours later. Gee, you don't think? This was on his desk. It's sure tiny. Oh, it's been Mr. Clean's cleaner. There's not even clues of dust on it. It looks like someone's still keeping it clean. Does Lana ever come back here? No. Chief Kent must still keep it clean out of his memory of their partnership. They were the stuff of legends they made of. Does he keep a memory of her or a memory of a crime? The shelves are mostly empty. Lana must have cleaned them when she was transferred to the prosecutor's office. There's a small picture frame of the left herself. Hey, this is when Lana and I went to that theme park. This is a real deal, isn't it? This armor and these weapons? Sure is, pal. The chief doesn't care for imitations. First the pipe organ, now this armor. Do you know how many taxpayers' dollars must have gone into this room? What? You mean we're paying for this? That's it. I'm not paying 1 cent of my taxes. You don't have any taxes to pay. Shh. Be careful what you say. Who knows? The chief may have been hiding in his armor as we speak. I don't think he'd fit in there. Even if he did, he'll never be able to get back out. Cut it out. Cut it out. You guys don't know how scary that guy can be. Wow, look at the size of Chief Cat's desk. Speaking of that, when we were here earlier. Oh, it's you two. Chief Cat. He put that paper he was reading at his desk. I wonder what he was reading. This looks like a list of evidence. A list of evidence. In most cases, the list runs twice as long as this, though. Hey, look at the case name. Huh? SL9 incident. I wonder what this is doing here. Hold on, detective. What did you just say? I said, I wonder what. No, about the evidence list. Normally they're twice as long? That's right, I guess there wasn't a lot of evidence. A past-sized list of evidence. A list of evidence, it seems too short. Both lists were twice as long. What would the other half of this list be doing here? I knew it, the chief must be hiding something about that case. It would appear so. We have this inside the drawer, a list of evidence from the night incident. Mr. Asher had the other half of that list. What would this list be doing here? We gotta look a little more into this list. Oh, what? I wonder what this is. It looks like someone drew this kind of sketch here. What is it? Did you find something? I can't make it out. I better keep quiet about this for now. Huh? Oh, no, it's nothing. Why are you guys moving around like that, Mr. Wright? I gotta forget about this picture. Alright. To the gumshoe? I'd like you to have a look at this. Hey, I know what that is. So you want to take some fingerprints? That's a great idea, detective. Alright, go to town. Sheesh. What are you doing? Why are you sticking out your head like that? Go ahead, take my fingerprints. It's not your fingerprints we want you to take. Huh? Come on, this isn't the time for jokes. We're talking about the cloth we found in the safe. Oh, I knew that. No one the handprint on it, right? Jeez, where's your sense of humor? Okay, Mr. Wright, let's check out the prints. Spray the powder on the cloth. It must have been absorbed into the prints, pull the rest away. What are you, my mom? I don't have to be told a million times. Okay, alright, let's get this over with. Ooh. Emma. No. How could this be? What are Emma's fingerprints doing here? Hey, you found a match? Whose fingerprints were they? It seems like the prints are too old. They aren't clear enough to get a match. Oh, that's too bad. I thought they would be Dark's prints. Psst. Hey, you. Over here. What's going on here? What are this kid's prints doing inside the chief's safe? Don't ask me. Let's keep this information from Emma for now. Here, maybe you should hold on to this. Well, was that any help? Of course. Thanks to your ID card, we were able to get some hard evidence. But that's not very kind, is it? In other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. Isn't that right, you in the coat? Eek! Chief can't! We didn't think you'd be back so soon. Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in science. As I was walking into my meeting, I happened to look out the window and saw a stray dog run into a pole. So then I thought of a certain detective. Do you mean me, sir? Now then, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you all to leave. Yes, sir. Sorry. Oh, you in the coat. Me, sir? Drop off your ID on your way out. You won't be needing it anymore. Oh, sir. Now get out. Yes, sir. We'll be on our way too, then. Wait, you, the one without the spiky hair. Don't go yet. Me, sir? I'd like a word with you. But sir, I'm not a licensed scientific investigator yet. You with the spiky hair. You're free to go. Mr. Wright! Hey, look, pal, I told you once, I told you 1,000 times. Chief's office is off limits. But no, you just had to go sneaking in like that, didn't you? I thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired. Yeah, but if I knew it would leak like this, it would be like this. I never would have said it. Now that I seen the evidence Chief Camp was hiding in his office, I think I'm finally starting to get the picture. But why does she keep eerily silent about all this time? Anyway, you listen to me. I'm gonna try to smooth things over with the Chief again. Later, pal. After that, I heard from Emma. She said the police wanted to ask her some questions, so she'll be busy for the rest of the day. I see, so the Chief asked Emma to come in for questioning. No use thinking about it now. Tomorrow's the final day of the court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here. I already told you all I can. Well, you told me over these past couple of days. Absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing. Really, I believe I did mention something important. Something I told you right in the beginning. I said that I was the one to stab to the good man. I know. I think I finally figured it out. I know who it is you're lurking behind your words. Mia did a good job answering you. I'm rather jealous. It seems Edgeworth was right. Edgeworth? Once you're convinced that you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed is the term he used, I believe. The other way is get her to tell me the rest of the story. I have to admit, I was more than a little perspective at first. You insisted you did it, yet there's no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you're unwilling to tell the truth. It's that you're capable of doing so because of a certain individual. An intriguing motion. A certain individual, you say? So you think I'm protecting this person? Protecting? No, I think afraid of is more like it. If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to slay him. For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, who have I asked this person you're speaking of? The one I am supposedly so frightened of? What is this person's name? Well, this guy? Mr. Wright, you are addressing the Chief Prosecutor. Do not forget your place. I take it she's not ready to spill the beans. My apologies. Could you please tell me a little bit more what you think you know? You were a partner of it 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective. Assuming he was respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes? His crimes? Both you and Ezra will be brought before a board of inquiry of what you did. Specifically hiding and forging evidence. Of course, there are serious offenses. Why is it, though, that Chief Gan's name was mentioned? Chief Gan? Ezra didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have been possibly tampered with the evidence was me. I have access because I am second in command in that investigation. Yes, you, but also one other, David Gant. If you insist on accusing Chief Gant, you need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Gant falsified evidence in the case. I just found this in a safe in this chief's office. This jar piece and this piece of cloth. Do you know what these are? They're pieces of evidence from the SL9 incident. First are concealing evidence other than Chief Gant himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him? Touché, Mr. Wright. You surmise I cannot disobey the Chief's orders. Even means being found guilty of murder. Why not? Come now, Mr. Wright. You can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate in the murder of Detective Goodman. Or perhaps I should say follow orders. Yes, that's more accurate than cooperate. Although I can't tell you the details, I can't say that I was given an order that day. I need to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. You'll find it inside the trunk of Miles Etcher's car. Just as I suspected. Despite what everyone believes, you are not the one who murdered Detective Goodman. Correct. I was trying to take the body out of Etcher's car. The trunk's lock was broken, and I discovered the murder weapon while expecting the body. Murder weapon? You mean Edgeworth's knife? No. When I found the body, this was the knife stuck on it. The knife on the SL9 incident, serial killer's Joe Dark's knife. I couldn't just leave the knife in him. So I took it out and stabbed him with another knife. That would be Edgeworth's knife. That's right. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand. That was the reason for your bandage to your right hand? Yes. It seems I got blood on the victim's shoes as well. And then she saw me as I plunged this knife in. This star, huh? Why did you need to hide Dark's knife so badly? It took a lot of work to finally close the Dark case 2 years ago. I was over with. It was over with. I didn't want it to be opened again. My intent was to prevent that by whatever means possible. So you hid Dark's knife? The weapon used to stab the detective was evidence in the Joe Dark case. If word got out, it would. I wish it would. The reporters would have been a field day with that. So you wrapped the knife with your scarf and hid it. And that's where it's exalt pipe. Right. Then I called my sister. Tell her what happened and asked her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler. You asked Emma? I didn't want anyone on the force to know about this. That would explain why Emma is so confident about Lana's innocence. Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day. A bad feeling? The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gant, the first thing I did was make a phone call. A phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall. Marshall? Why would you call him? The investigator for the SL9 and had been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden and I needed help. He was the only one other person I could trust. Or at least I thought I could trust at the time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went out to escape on his own. Oh, you mean not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands. He disguised himself as Detective Goodman and tried to steal the evidence. He already stole the ID card, but it seems he still had to make up his mind to break into the evidence room. After my phone call, any remaining doubts he must have disappeared. So your phone call caused the incident to the evidence room? I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. But Lana, you earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as a defense attorney and investigator. Now please, don't persuade this any further in court tomorrow. Tomorrow's trial. There's only one way to drive off honest demons. I got to get to the bottom of everything. Detective Goodman's real murderer. And what went down in the chief's office 2 years ago. Alright, just completed that part. Alright, let's go. The defense will be alright, but there's no defendant. I've been trying to reach Lana all morning. Where could she be? And where's Emma for that matter? It almost seems as if something's been happening behind the scenes. Edgeworth. Knowing you already figure it out. Who's the owner of the 777777 ID number is that too? Well, I have a pretty strong hunch. Looks like I'm not the only one who figured it out. You know, the only reason why this child didn't reach a verdict yesterday is because there was still room for doubt regarding this ID record. If that number does belong to who you suspected, there's no doubt were made. After all, he hadn't been officially charged with anything. true. Not yet. In any event, once all done is removed from the list, I could call in a ruling. 5 minutes, Wright, and Chief Prosecutor Sky will be found guilty. But she didn't do it! I figured you'd say this much. That's why I came here, to hear what you have to say. This is the first time I hear something like this. Lana's hiding something, and the only way we'll ever know the truth is to draw out of her. The truth? Everything goes back to the SL9 incident. Don't be stupid. Today's the last day of the trial. We don't have time to reminisce about the past. That depends on you. If she's found guilty, you'll lose your only chance to find out what really happened. I'll think about it. See you in court, Wright. This is it. If I'm ever going to find out what Chief Cat has on her, it's now. Alright, let's do it. Court is now instruction for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Normally, this is when the prosecutor puts forward his opening statement. But before that, the police chief has a proposal to make. Chief Cat. Morning, folks. How's everyone doing? Hey, G, been back to the pool yet? No, I've been drowning enough as it is in my work. Oh, that's a good one. Don't think I can top that. If you don't mind me asking, Chief, what is this proposal of yours? Lana, that is to say the defendant, has asked me if she could speak directly to the court. She wants to do what? Having heard what she intends to say, I feel she should be granting her request. In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and trouble. What's this all about, defendant? I'd like to make one simple request and I'll be finished. Well then, what's your request? Your Honor, I'd like you to put an immediate end to this trial. Huh? I confess to all charges against me. On February 21st of this year, I murdered Detective Bruce Goodman in the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. No, Lana! You can't! Your Honor, the defendant's claim does not change the defendant's plea. In that case, Mr. Wright, I no longer require your services. But Lana! Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to attorney. My prosecution may lack direct evidence against me, but it has significantly proven its case through testimony and incriminating evidence. I would like you to render your verdict now, if you please. Well, the defendant certainly has the right to self-representation. The request is legally valid, although this is an unpredictable situation. Indeed, it appears there is no further need to continue this trial, even if Mr. Wright may feel otherwise. This can't be happening. It appears the time of the verdict has arrived. The court finds the defendant. One moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth? The prosecution has not yet proven the defendant guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Any ruling at this stage would certainly be premature. Come now, Worthy. I understand this is a difficult choice for you, but why don't you just be a good little boy and keep your mouth shut, I don't think I care for your tone, Chief Cat. What? Creating another fabrication to cover your past mistakes? Sorry, but I'm no longer the naive little boy you would have me be. With this sudden confession from the defendant, it's obvious to me some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes. Some kind of deal? Not everyone operates as you do, Worthy. I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to change its first witness. Oh, to whom? As the first witness, the prosecution would like to call Miss Emma Sky. I request the court hears her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, I am exercising my rights for self-representation. I don't think we need to continue. I don't care what you think, Miss Sky. The exposure of truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it would even be a great tragedy to avert one's eyes from it. Very well. The court shall grant the prosecution's request. Worthy. You live to regret this. Mark my words. Miss Emma Sky, please take the stand. Looks like Edgeworth has decided to take the horse by its reins. Now then, witness, please state your name and application. My name is Emma Sky. My application, I'm Lana's little sister and I want to become a scientific investigator. 2 years ago, you were encountered a serial killer, Joan Dark, in the Joan Dark killing. Is this correct? Yes. I'm trying my hardest not to forget about that, though. I'm sorry. Well, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to recall those events one more time. Mr. Edgeworth, please remember this trial concerns the murder of Goodman. Is the incident that was resolved 2 years ago really all that relevant? Yes, it most certainly is. Well, okay then. You sure gave it fast. Now, please testify about what happened to you 2 years ago. The trip to yesteryear has finally begun. It's bound to lead the truth behind this trial. I was waiting at my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me, but I never forget what I saw in that instant. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest. It's a good thing you weren't harmed. I passed out. I don't remember much. That's understandable. However, please tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, what does this testimony have to do with Ted Goodman's murder? That will soon become apparent, Your Honor. You've got to admire him for his courage, considering he has no evidence. Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination. Can you tell us about that? Mr. Marshall jumped on Dart and just then, the lights went out. The lights? It was just about this time of year. There was a terrible storm going on, lightning struck nearby. So the electricity went out? Wait a minute. If it was pitch dark in that room, you shouldn't have been able to see anything, right? Right, but just then lightning flashed again outside. And suddenly the flash left an unforgettable image in the scene of my mind. I see. I told the detective about what I saw then. The detective? Yes, Detective Goodman. He was in charge of the case. Detective Bruce Goodman, the victim. So you spoke with Detective Goodman about this 2 years ago? Yes, that's what's so scary about this trial. You told Detective Goodman about what you saw? Yes, but at the time the worst just wouldn't come out. That's why I drew the picture. The picture? Yes, I think she mentioned that before. Well, Mr. Wright, have you heard enough? This picture the witness drew, I believe it has a very important meaning. But the list of evidence that was given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture. Witness, could you mind if we add the statement to your testimony? Yes, Your Honor. I drew a picture of that scene once, but it seems to have been lost. Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, this guy. Mr. Edgeworth, this little girl has put our hearts to draw that picture. And yet you insist on denying its existence? Huh? Hey, I'm not the bad guy. All I'm saying is that the prosecution in that case, I wasn't had in such a picture. That may well be, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Behold, this is the evidence list for the SL9 incident? Please turn it over, Your Honor. Turn it over. Turn it... Ah! What's this? Yes, what is that? Hey, that's it. That's the picture I drew. Indeed, two men appear to be wrestling here. What's the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list? Me? Only a prosecutor in charge should have access to that list. Huh? These lists. They're They're different from each other. What? It would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, that the evidence list you were handed 2 years ago was incomplete. These two lists fit together to form one. You can see the markings here where they were torn apart each other. So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, it's quite obvious what happened. 2 years ago, only half of the evidence in the case was ever reached to you. What? What? Order. But Miss Sky, why did you draw your picture on the back of such an important list? Because that's what Detective Goodman handed me in the questioning room, Your Honor. Wait a minute. If this list was torn in half, then that means... Your Honor, are you alright, Mr. Wright? Your eyes are bulging from your head. If this evidence list was torn in half, then there might be more than drawings on the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list. Yes, that's quite conceivable, Mr. Edgeworth. It's possible. Let's see. Is something wrong? Do you have to ask? Sorry, Your Honor. There is indeed something drawn on the back of my list. Is that thing? Oh God. That thing! The thing that was dancing in the evidence room. Clearly, this act of vandalism is the work of a certain chief of detectives. I guess he was out of scrap paper. Very well. Witness, would you please testify to this picture you drew 2 years ago? Huh? Oh, yes, sir, Your Honor. What's wrong with Emma? She seems to be thinking about something when she was looking at the picture. This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was so bright I could see were shadows. After that I must have been fainting. This picture showed exactly what I saw in the instant. To think a flash of lightning will burn such an image in your mind. Thanks to that, though, she was able to show us exactly what she saw. Well, I don't see any contradictions here. This clearly shows Toad Dark was about to murder Prosecutor Marshall. Let's now begin his cross-examination. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture the witness drew contradicts a blatant contradiction. What? But I still remember like it was yesterday. Mr. Wright, perhaps it would be faster if you simply pointed out this contradiction for us. What part of this picture contradicts the autopsy report? The contradiction, of course, lies here. Take a look at this knife the man's holding. If you look closely, you can see the tip is broken. Even I don't have to look closely to see that, Mr. Wright. But Mr. Wright, look at the evidence. See the murder weapon? Its tip is broken too. If I recall, the tip of the knife was found broken off of the victim's body. It was a conclusive piece of evidence that proved Joe Dark was the murderer. I'm afraid it's not so simple, Emma. And where, pray tell, could you possibly see a problem? It's obvious, really. The victim suffered a single stab wound to the back. The victim was only stabbed once. So this murder weapon should not yet be broken. Ah! What's the meaning of this? Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand. Sorry, but I'm afraid that's not possible. The tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. If it was broken beforehand, it would possibly wind up there. That's right, but what does it mean? The tip of the knife was under the night when discovered it within the victim's body. The only possible explanation is the witness' memory is mistaken. That's why I asked her so many times when she was sure she remembered correctly. I believe you were annoyed at the time, but she was sure she remembered correctly. But there was no other way to explain this consistency. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. There is another explanation. Have you forgotten already? I want to know something called fabricated evidence? You're treating me. You're treading on thin ice, right? All I'm saying is that the broken knife tip might be the piece of evidence that was forged. You can't deny the possibility. No. Order, order, order! Are you saying that the investigation really was corrupted? Your Honor, please allow me to once again go over the events that took place that day of the murder. The police department and the prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day. After receiving the Kika prosecutor's reward at the ceremony, the Marshal questioned Joe Dark along with David Gant. During the questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. Prosecutor Marshall chased after her and was killed by Joe Dark. It is my belief that somewhere in this story, there is a lie. I'm not lying. I really was holding a broken knife. If that's true, then there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon. There must be another broken knife. What are the chances of there being two broken knives? Another broken knife besides Joe Dark's. Could there have been one? If the witness is this adamant about the accuracy of what she saw, it can't be just explained away by a simple observational error. Mr. Wright. In that instant, Emma really did see a broken knife. I assume then that you have some kind of information about this other broken knife? If so, please feel free to enlighten us. The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Take a look at this. Here's the real murder weapon. The answer lies in this past. 2 years in the past. Right here inside this picture. This is a picture of our ceremony. Ah! What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? It's the broken murder weapon. Notice the award prosecutor Marshall was holding? That's a broken knife. As we earlier concluded, that knife and drawing was not Joe Dark's knife. That being the case, that a witness saw was all likelihood from this award. Order, order, order! Neil Marshall was awarded King of Prosecutors that day. As a reward, he was given his broken shield and knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out this knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol, and a broken knife was the only weapon he had during this situation. But that can't be. Oh, and why not, Mr. Edgeworth? Because if the King of Prosecutors' award knife was the murder weapon, the murderer and the victim would have been reversed. What do you mean? I mean, this man raising the knife would have been Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Oh. Oh! But the prosecutor was the one who actually died. That's true. What's going on here? It seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump into conclusions. Wait! I remember now. I remember everything. Witness? Mr. Edgeworth. What is it? Could you show me your evidence list again, please? List? The one with that picture scribbled in the back? I knew it. This picture. I'm the one who drew it. What? You drew that? That's right. The list was torn in half at the time I drew this picture. All this time I've been trying so hard to forget. I must have locked this part away deep inside me. Perhaps it would be best if we add this to the witness testimony. Would you please tell us what you recall, Miss Sky? Yes, Your Honor. First the knife mix-up and now this, the blue badger? This should be interesting. When I saw that man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed towards both of them. I think I knocked away a man with a knife. Just then there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger. He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow. This is certainly most unusual. Try impossible. The chief and detectives hadn't even designed him until this year. That would be he didn't even exist 2 years ago. Yes, well, the defense may now begin its cross-examination. Stop! Please! Don't pursue this any further! Anna? What's the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defendant's chair. But you can't do this! I already confessed to the crime! Why can't you just leave it at that? Chief Prosecutor Sky. We already come this far. It's too late to turn back. Silence! The defense will not begin its cross-examination. Bailiff, please detain the defendant. It seems we're finally getting to the bottom of the core of the matter. Hold on. His shadow? Do you mean you didn't actually see his face with the winning smile and all? That's right, but I still remember it. He had 3 creepy horns. This is pointless. That thing could have possibly existed 2 years ago. The witness must be mistaken. This may well be. What's important? She caused her to think that she saw what she did. Oh, and I suppose you have an explanation? It's up by all means, please tell us what the shadow really is. What was the episode past line? Who was this Blue Badger really? The Blue Badger hadn't been dreamt of what Emma drew this picture. Yeah, she certainly saw the shadow. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the defense belief that on this fateful day 2 years ago, there indeed was something that looks similar to the Blue Badger. Something that is now sitting in this very room. Mr. Wright! In this room? Very well, Mr. Wright. What is it the witness saw in the instant? Please show us the mysterious Blue Badger look-alike. The mysterious Blue Badger was in fact this. But that's... what exactly is that? I believe it's some sort of jar. But Mr. Wright, that doesn't look anything like a Blue Badger. Indeed it doesn't. As it stands down, it's just a plain jar. However, what if we were to change our viewpoint? Our viewpoint? I gotta show them the correct angle to look at this from. Well, isn't this a miracle or what? No one can possibly deny this jar resembles to the Blue Badger. No. It can't be! Order, order! The defense has proven the claim. The mysterious Blue Badger witness on the day of the crime was actually this. Although we all enjoy Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question remains. What's your point? What do you mean? So that the Badger thing was actually just a jar? Doesn't change anything. I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. You see, this changes everything. Indeed? Very well then. Please tell us. What difference now that we know this witness saw a jar? Allow me to take these to turn. At the moment of the murder, the witness saw this jar. At a very specific angle, I might add, Mr. Wright. Yes, well, knowing this, where she could have seen this jar? Where? The location of the jar is shown in the picture taken the day of the crime. It's on the shelf in David Gant's office. But the body was found lying near Lana Sky's desk. The witness testifies so herself. Yes, and that's when the two facts were revealed was actually transpired. You see, the struggle between Dark and Marshall did not take place in Lana Sky's office. It happened on the other side of the room in Chief Gant's office. Are you implying the murderer moved the victim's body from Damon Gant's office to Lana Sky's office? Yes. Why would he do that? There's no reason. Exactly. If there weren't a reason, he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason. Do you know what that reason is, Mr. Wright? I finally figured out. So that's why Lana tried to stop the trial. It's too late to quit now, though. Please recall the witness testimony. She says she knocked over a man who was holding a knife. The next instant, the jar was hit and flew through the air. Now tell me, where could she see that jar flying? That would have been the impact the man made when he knocked over the wall? Ladies and gentlemen, if I may draw your attention to the picture once more. If the man was knocked in the direction of the shelf the jar was sitting on, what would he have hit? A suit of armor, holding a very sharp and dangerous looking sword. Yes. Since that man who was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife, he would have been Neil Marshall filling the King of Prosecutors trophy. No, Mr. Wright, you can't be thinking. Yes, there's another possibility of what actually transpired in that room. Another possibility? Of course, the perpetrator who have no idea, but nevertheless. I don't know if I could go through with this. Mr. Wright, what's the matter? The events took place as the defense theorizes that the outcome is obvious. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Sky knocked away was actually Prosecutor Neil Marshall. You mean Mr. Marshall died because of me? No! I never imagined her testimony would lead to this. So it was the witness who took the victim's life, and then proved so with her own testimony. This is unprecedented. What? What are you saying? I'm sorry, Sky, but given the circumstances, Joe Dark murdered Prosecutor Marshall. How could you think it was Emma? How dare you try to pin my crime on her? Imagine that coming from you. If you recall, it was you who admitted for forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep anyone else from finding out what happened about what Emma did, wasn't it? I assure you, Mr. Ezra, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you hope to have anyone believe your insane accusations, I'm afraid you're going to have proof. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Neil Marshall? Evidence? I'm willing to bet you don't. Yes, it certainly would have been difficult to prove with this evidence. If we don't have evidence, then we'll have to rely on testimony. I'm afraid that won't work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead. You certainly can't get dead people to testify. This has all been a wild goose chase from the beginning. Touche, Miss Sky. Of course, that only leaves us with one possibility. You mean there's still another possibility? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? I mean the possibility that the victim has left us a message. For better or for worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly. He may have left behind the name of the person who took his life. By one manner or another. That's impossible. Well, Mr. Wright, this is the only possibility left for you. A message from the deceased. Does such a message exist? Then you gotta think back to the court record. The real murder say that it's in the evidence. The evidence of the message deceased is already in our possession. Mr. Wright, Will you stop at nothing to prove my sister a murderer? Do not be mistaken, Miss Sky. Our purpose is not to accuse Emma of any crime. There is one thing we seek: the truth. No matter how painful it may be. But now then, Mr. Wright, please show us the piece of evidence that conveys the message from the deceased. This is the message left by the deceased. This is that blue badger from before, right? Oh, he's going to just... Oh, is he going to just speak the killer's name? If that thing could, I'm sure he would. But anyone's forgetting this. This is just a jar. A message was left here, in the surface of this jar. What do you mean? If you look closely, you can see a faint trail of blood in this jar. It looks like something white. It looks like someone wiped the blood away. Yes, but notice, for some reason, the blood of some of the fragments are not wiped away. Yes, there's some light here drawn on blood. So what you're saying is these dots are once lines. Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. He used to feel precious moments left to leave behind a message. One that someone apparently wiped away. The blood had been seeped to the jar with a life-take directions. Precisely so. All we need to do is connect these points, and the victim's message will become transparent. No. Mr. Wright, what kind of message did the victim leave for us? Your Honor, I believe these bloodstains will reveal to us answers. I can't connect the dots in such letters. There's only bloodstains the victim could have been, given the circumstances. His murderer's name. It's Emma. It's a defense attorney's duty to prove their client's innocence. That's why all I have been thinking about is saving Lana. After all my efforts, I never thought it would turn out like this. Emma. So this is the final message Prosecutor Marshall left behind. Of all people, she may not have been mentioned, but in the end, the one who took the victim's life was Emma Sky. Seaworthy, can't say I didn't warn you. Chief Gant, do you understand the implication of what you have done? What? What are you talking about? 2 years ago, Joe Dark was sentenced to death. He was convicted because of his final murder. I believe you were the prosecutor in that case, weren't you not? Yes, Worthy. Because of you, an innocent man was sentenced to death. Not only that, but you used forged evidence to ensure his conviction. But Joe Dark really was a serial murderer. That's undeniable. I'm afraid that's not important. Didn't you know? We were defenders of justice. What? We merely keepers of the law. Sentencing a man to death is no light matter, even if it wasn't any cover-up or evidence forgery. Ultimately, the responsibility falls on the prosecutor in charge. Despite what anyone may say, this fact cannot be denied. What's going on with the prosecutor's office? They might have sentenced an innocent man to his death. How can you just stand there like it wasn't his fault? Order, 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 order! Gobble pounding fell on deaf ears. Unable to settle the crowd, the judge declared recess. Where this trial is headed, no one knows. Man, it went to upward again. Alright, let's continue. Sorry, Edgeworth. I didn't mean to get you in trouble. Don't worry about it. This is my problem, not yours. Oh, we're not interrupting, pals! Oh, yes I am. I'll come back later. Wait, you said the gumshoe, what is it? You got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run all around while on duty. On top of it all, you call me here, I should happier people at funerals. I take a lot of having you run errands again. Let me tell you, this is the last time, pal. Here, she asked me to give you this to you if there was a break in today's trial. Evidence law? I sure was talking about this just the other day. You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule number 1, no evidence shall be proved without the approval of the police department. Is that right, Mr. Wright? Seems so. Apparently studying some evidence law, really. Chief Prosecutor also wanted me to give you a message. A message? She said, if you're planning to take him on, you're going to need this book. Him? I guess I'll need to give this book a thorough read. It doesn't look like that book do you any good now, though. All that's left now is the Chief Prosecutor's sentence. That's where you're wrong, Detective. Huh? Haven't you figured it out yet? Why I'm still sitting in that prosecutor's seat? Despite all the allegations that have been thrown against me? Mr. Edgeworth, the real trials today hasn't begun yet. What? What else is there left to do? Your credibility has been all ruined with this forged evidence you were unaware of. The Miss Guy found out she unwittingly caused a man's death, and now you're telling me you want to do more? You gotta be kidding me, pal. You're missing the point, Detective. Lana didn't murder Detective Goodman. She merely stuck a knife into his dead body. That means the real killer is still out there. What? And we're going to expose him, no matter what it takes. This case has hurt so many people, it's time to bring it to an end. Court will now reconvene the trial of this honest guy. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor? The court committee has planned to impose harsh penalties for your actions. Thank you for your news, Your Honor. Yes, well, normally this is where the prosecutor calls for his witness, but, this isn't easy to say. You see, there is some concern that you, Mr. Edgeworth, may have, struck a bargain. You think I may have manipulated the witnesses? I didn't say that. It's just, you see, everyone has been talking and... Very well, Your Honor. I have a solution. A solution? That being the case, the prosecution will allow the defense to call for all further witnesses. What? But there's no precedent of what you're proposing. Undeniably, this is an unusual arrangement, but a very effective one. It would prove that I haven't struck any deals with your witnesses. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say? Unbelievable. Edgeworth has found a way to continue the trial. Very well. The defense accepts the prosecutor's proposal. Then it's settled. The defense may now call for his next witness. Mr. Wright? You do realize this is your last chance? If you call the wrong witness, the trial is as good as over. The defense calls the time finally come to bring out the real murderer. David Gant. The defense calls David Gant to the stand. David Gant? What does he have to do with anything? As a defendant's partner 2 years ago, Mr. Gant was first-hand knowledge to the crime. I feel as though we should hear what he has to say about it. As luck would have it, he should still be in the courthouse. He should also be at least likely to be manipulated by me in any way. Wouldn't you agree, Your Honor? True. Alright, bailiff, bring his expert Mr. Gant to the stand. Witness, please state your name and occupation. What is this, some kind of practical joke? I was on my way to lunch. Your name and occupation, sir. Worthy, are you sure you want to do this? Your name and occupation. So, you want to play hardball, eh? Please, Mr. Gant. Fine. My name is David Gant. I'm an acting chief of police. Now then, Mr. Chief Gant, the court requests to hear your testimony. Oh, Rado, what's with the grim face? First, let's clear up this Esseldine incident. Oh, you mean that time when Lana's sister murdered the prosecutor? Personally, I think it's been made pretty clear already. There's still some things unaccounted for. Oh, like what? Like the role you play in all of this. Son, either you're very brave or very foolish. You are aware, of course, that the police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal. Weapons? Sure, take my testimony for example. I don't have to give it if I don't want to. What? Is that true? I'm afraid so. The chief of police has the right to refuse to testify. Of course, such an action carries with its own risks. Don't worry, I'm not here to hinder your trial. Just remember, if this turns out to be a big waste of time, don't say I didn't warn you. Very well then. Witness may call his beginning testimony. As I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day. To make a long story short, we slipped up. That power outrage didn't help either. When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Apparently she had already erased the crime scene. As you can see, I had nothing to do with this forgery. Is that when Dark was arrested? Him? He was lying on the floor unconscious. When Emma sent Neil flying, it seems Dark bumped his head. Oh, I see. Everything seems pretty clear cut. If the police chief has the right to refuse to testify, then I better hit him hard and fast. You claim you had nothing to do with the forgery? I'm afraid that's just a claim you cannot back up. Explain yourself. Several pieces of evidence that were found in your office. Take this jar for example. That's the blue badge you showed us earlier. A piece of this jar was discovered in your safe. Not only that, but the evidence list as presented earlier was actually found inside your desk. It was from where? See, Chief Gant. These articles of evidence uncovered in your office are both concrete proof that you also play a part of the illegal investigation. Chief Gant, what is the meaning of this? Huh. Here's a defense attorney who may even rival Worthy. So you admit to it then that you were involved in the forgery? Who, me? Or do you mean you? Me? Why would I have anything to do with that? Well, you were the one who snuck into my office when you found this evidence. Prosecutors are the only ones capable of forging evidence, you know. Defense attorneys can do so too. Isn't that right, Rhino? However, the gumshoe was present during the investigation. Worthy, my boy. Not even detectives are impotent from the law. Rest assured, Dick will receive his due punishment. What? Did the gumshoe salary drops even further? He'll end up paying to work. Yes, well, in light of this detective presence, please give us your testimony regarding this piece of evidence found in your office and in relation to the forgery that took place in the crime scene. My. Kids these days no longer know how to put two and two together. Let's see, what was it now? The jar fragment and the list? Oh, we know you could have planted them in my office. Anyway, you can't prove that when these big pieces of evidence were discovered. Therefore, after Jarg was convicted, they're worthless. There's no reason I participated in the forgery. Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? When investigating the crime scene, you should have more careful observed protocol. You understand, I'm the chief of police, right? There will be consequences. Oh, indeed, I believe I will press charges, so you won't make the same mistake again. My apologies, Chief, but would you mind waiting until tomorrow for that? Today is, well, you know. Alright, Oji, in return, though. I know. That place, right? Huh? What are these guys, telepath? Really, Chief Cat? At the very least, there's one very large benefit you reap to all this. Oh, I wasn't aware? What is this benefit? That would, of course, be the position you have, the Chief of Police. Oh. The resolution of the SL9 incident occurred, your promotion to Chief. That is itself an insignificant motive. Oh, that's a good one. Huh? Do you really think I'm that incompetent? What do you mean? Even without that case, I was already elected to become the next chief. The resolution of the SL9 was really sped up the interval a little. Is that true, Edgeworth? Yes. He was going to make chief anyways. Gah! Be careful when pointing that finger, or you might wind up being the one pointed at. So that means there was only one possible motive for you to commit forgery. If you didn't do it for yourself, then you did it for someone else. Don't be silly, Worthy. You know me better than that. There's only 3 people to look out for. Me, myself, and I. There. It's out in the open now. Gee, would you mind if I change my testimony a little? By all means, please do. I wouldn't be anyone's accomplice if there was nothing in it for me. Nothing in it for you? Sorry, the only person that I care about is yours truly. That girl, Lana's little sister, was it? If you think I felt sorry for her, you'd better think again. You're right. You don't feel sorry for anyone. Be tough on crime and tough on people. That's how I was raised. You seem to be lax enough for yourself, though. Oh, that's a good one, Worthy. Could there be something in it for him? Given his selfishness, he would have helped someone else. True, you may not help out anyone for their sake, but if it would benefit you, you had decided to assist someone. Mr. Wright, it appears you're possibly determined to portray the chief as a nice man who likes to lend people a hand. That's not what I mean. Very well then. Who is this person you believe Chief Cat may have helped forge evidence? Lana. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky. Is the defendant? I believe it's quite obvious in light of their circumstances. Emma Sky fell victim to an unforeseen series of events. Who would want to help her more than her own sister Lana? As for the Chief Cat, he would have reason to help Lana if she asked him to. And that reason, of course, is self-profit. Self-profit? What do you mean? After the SL9 incident was resolved, Lana Sky was appointed Chief Prosecutor of the Prosecutor's Office. The person who erased this job change was you, Chief Cat. But how would he profit for all this? He would be able to use the Chief Prosecutor as his puppet. Essentially, he would acquire unchecked authorities over all investigations. So you mean to tell me that despite the Chief's medical appearance, he plays with puppets? Oh wait, he must be puppet as in someone forced to do his bidding. Never mind. Admit it, Chief. You assisted Lana Sky to forge the evidence. Your motive to appoint her Chief Prosecutor so you can control her. Right, oh my boy, you have quite an imagination. Let me ask you something. What? Do you have any proof of this? That I controlled Lana? For example, has Lana testified that I've done such a thing? Lana? She's required to protect Emma. No way she testified against Gant. I'm afraid without any proof, it all amounts to nothing but a mere conjecture. Unless, that is also what happened in that incident. This incident? Which one would that be? Of course I'm talking about the murder of Detective Bruce Goodman. The Chief Prosecutor has been acting strange throughout this entire trial, almost as if someone has been controlling her. Worthy, better watch your tongue. I wouldn't want you to get hurt. Just what do you mean? What he means, Your Honor, is that Chief Cat is involved in the murder of Sister Goodman. Not only that, but the Chief is not making Lana take a rap to cover up her involvement. What? Order! I said order! Mr. Wright, you can't be serious. Huh? This is a fish of the highest ranking officer at a law enforcement agency to accuse the chief of police of blackmail and murder? That impossible! Your Honor, as I'm merely insinuating. What Mr. Edwards said is easier to understand language. It's too late, Mr. Wright. There's no turning back for us now. It looks like he's the one who decided to go through with this. Can you prove this, Mr. Wright? That the chief of high-ranking officer of the law is involved in this murder? Good question. Regardless of his rank of title, Chief Gan is just a man. The question is he a criminal? I believe the evidence will tell. I see. Alright then. Let's see what Mr. Wright got. And it better be good. Show us this evidence that tied Chief Gan to the murder of Sister Goodman. This is an ID card list? Yes, the one that shows who entered the evidence room on that day of the crime. There was one ID on the list we couldn't determine the owner of yesterday. 77777777. Sorry, but there's no way you can prove that is my card number. It's your number. What? How did you know that? The safe at Chief Gan's office requires a code to open. The 7-digit code. 7 digits? You don't mean... I'm afraid so, Your Honor. The code was 77777777. Same as the remaining ID card number on that list. Chief Gant, you entered the evidence room the day of the crime. Order! Chief Gant, what have you had to say? Nothing. The defense search in my office was a violation of registration, and I will demand Mr. Wright be punished by the maximum extension of the law. But right now, this court determines the explanation from you about the use of the ID card. Chief Gant, so you admit it? You entered the evidence room on the day of the crime? What about it? I'm chief of police. Whether it's the evidence room or the bathroom, what's the difference? I can go anywhere I want. Tell me, when you entered the room, were you alone? I was going to the bathroom alone, as I did with the evidence room. Then the Goodman wouldn't have happened to be with you that day, wouldn't he? Of course not. Why would he be? I haven't seen him in days. You haven't seen him in days, Chief Gant? I'm afraid you just undone yourself. On that day, you had to have met with the Goodman. What do you mean? This trial's purpose determined Lana's guy's guilt. No, it isn't, Your Honor. This trial's purpose determined the truth. If Chief Gant met the victim on the day of the crime, then we need to determine one thing. What transpired during the meeting? In that case, Mr. Wright, I'm going to have to ask you for evidence. Show us who the victim met Chief... Yeah, Detective Goodman lost his ID card on the day of the crime. To be more accurate, Jake Marshall stole it. So Detective Goodman filed out the lost item report. He would have gone to give it to the report to the chief of police. Yet you are in possession of the report. Which means you can't be sure if he filed it. He filed it. How do I know, you ask? Because he needed to enter the evidence room that day. He needed to? Yes, to transfer the evidence out. Oh. Detective Goodman took the form to you, Mr. Chief Gant. Then you accompanied the detective to the evidence room. I accompanied him. There's no other way the murderer and Dick Goodman could have entered the room. Hold on, let me guess what you're about to say next. I, the chief of police, murdered poor Goodman? Exactly. But wait, the chief didn't necessarily need to accompany him to the evidence room. He could have just lent him his ID card. Yes. Now that you mention it, I believe I might have done something of the sort. Sorry, but that's not possible. According to the record, your card was only used once. Yet you showed us your ID card earlier. Had you really lent it to Detective Goodman, it would have been found on his body. No! Thunderbolt! Chief Camp, you did! The murder was most likely a spur-of-the-moment crime, for no one in the right mind would choose the police department as a place to commit murder. After the murder, you contacted Lana at the prosecutor's office. Why? To dispose of Detective Goodman's body, of course. You're forgetting, Mr. Wright. The victim's body was discovered in the prosecutor's office parking lot. How did you manage to move it there? I was at the police department the entire day, you know. And everyone's aware that Lana stayed at the prosecutor's office after the ceremony. Everyone except me, it seems. Still, you're the chief of police. You have an entire police force at your disposal. Oh, you think I just ordered the officer to do it? Hey, you, take this here dead body over to the prosecutor's office. I don't think so. Chief Camp, you left all the evidence we need. Prove how you moved the body to the prosecutor's office. All this time I thought it was a useless clue, just taking up space. How could the chief have moved the body? Mr. Wright, show us this evidence. To move the victim's body, Chief can't use this. This is how he moved Detective Goodman's body. A parking stop? Miles Edgeworth. You mean... The body was found in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. I think it's obvious what happened. The body was moved by the car. You mean I carried the victim's body? Precisely so. But wait, even you know, I didn't plan on returning to my office after the ceremony finished that day. But you did return. Tell me why. I was asked to go by Chief Gant, no less. He told me he wanted to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. So you see, what you were really taking the prosecutor's office wasn't the screwdriver, but the victim's body in your trunk. Detective Goodman's body was carried by the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car? Yes, unless of course you have another explanation, Chief. Why else would you want to ask Mr. Edgeworth to transport evidence for the closed case? There's only one possible explanation. To transport the body to your accomplice, Miss Lana Skye. Order! 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 What's going on here? Is there no room for a rebuttal for the defense's outrageous accusations? Think back to the photograph Miss Starr took of the prosecutor's office. This was not the photo of the body being snuffed in the trunk to be taken away. It was exactly the opposite. It's the photo of the body being taken from the trunk. Chief Gant, please say something. I believe... Your time's up. My time's up? Sorry, Righto, but I'm having lunch with the District Attorney General after this. Practically going if we were going to make it time for the early bird special. But the cross-examination isn't finished yet. Remember what I told you earlier? The police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal. Weapons? Like the right to refuse to testify. I'm invoking that right now. What? That's not right to be casually revoked. There's certain risks to be considered. So you're going to just run away after all this? Run away? Don't make me laugh, Worthy. I stabbed old Goodman. That's what you're saying, right? Do you have any conclusive evidence I could have presented by now? Well, I think I had a lot on disposal of the body. If so, it shows you proof and get it over with. I'll say it again, Mr. Wright. Damon Gann is the current chief of police. This court will not tolerate accusations against him without concrete proof. Well, Mr. Wright, Your Honor, do you have any concrete proof? Proof that Chief Gann murdered Chief Detective Goodman and make this guy dispose of his body? Any concrete proof? Don't use showing evidence, I'm going to sure myself. No, Your Honor, at present, I don't have no conclusive evidence. See, Udgy? In that case, this court will force to paralyze you in your accusations against the chief. What? Here's a tip, never gamble what you can't afford to lose, Righto. It seems that Lady Luck was on my side yet again. Okay, Udgy, I'll leave the rest to you. I warned you earlier, Mr. Wright. This is an effort of your senior officer of the nation's law enforcement agency. Wow! Lady Luck, Maybe we should have a word with her. Mr. Edgeworth, what do you mean? There's one lady who knows the real truth behind all this trial. We haven't yet had the honor of hearing her testimony. A lady who knows the truth, another witness. In the absence of the conclusive evidence, the only other method to prove his testimony. The chief can invoke his right to refuse to testify. There's still someone else, one more witness who can answer all the questions. Race to the trial, someone right in the very room. Mr. Edgeworth, just who is this person? Why are you asking me, Your Honor? Have you forgotten? The defense has the one calling witnesses today. Mr. Wright, does such a witness exist? She may not be willing to tell the truth, but we can't just stop now. Yes, Your Honor. The defense calls forth the defendant? Miss Lana Sky? She was in an underground parking lot at 5 p.m. on February 21st. Her task to dispose of the victim's body in accordance with someone's orders. Mr. Edgeworth? The prosecution has no objections, Your Honor. Very well, the court will now take its final recess for the day. In 15 minutes, we will reconvene to hear the defendant's testimony. This court is now in Hold on. Huh? Chief Gann, I thought you were already going to eat. Listen good, Lana. He's talking to Lana. I don't think you need me to tell you this, but if you accept Miss Wright's claim, there will be terrible consequences. That's right. Your sister will be found guilty for Neil Marshall's murder. Ah, this isn't good. Of course, you'll never support such outrageous claims anyways, right? Just something to think about. Alright then. I got a lunch date to meet. Okay, if there's any further objections, this court is now in recess. Looks like we managed to stay on top of the game. Yeah, thanks for your help, Edgeworth. That chief, he's something else, eh, pals? It's a gumshoe. I'm not a detective anymore. Oh yeah, sorry about that. Don't worry. I already decided where to work now. At your office. My office? Sure. I'll take a place with that top-notch girl you used to work with. Could he mean... Maya? Still, looks like we're out on the move now. Chief Gann's done it again. How is it he always gets the upper hand? Not fair he has the right to refuse to testify. Settle down, Wright. Remember what the judge said? But Chief, that took the right to be casually revoked. There are certain risks to be considered. Risk? What did he mean by that? It's simple. If the chief refuses to testify, the opposite will also holds true. You mean he forfeits the right to say anything too? Emma, are you okay? Yeah, when I came to, I was in the medical office. I've been listening to the trial from the gallery, so she heard everything that's been going on. Emma, I'm sorry for what I said before. No, don't be. It was the truth. You know, it's funny. I almost feel somehow relieved. Relieved? Yeah. Now I finally know what really happened. To think that all this time, my sister was being blackmailed by a terrible man, and she did it all just to protect me. Ever since her appointment with Chief Prosecutor, everyone who knew her said she changed. Perhaps it was easier that way for her. What do you mean? What do you think I mean to follow Chief Gann's orders? She must have shut herself up deep inside, and to force herself to do anything and everything the chief told her to. That must be why she became so cold. It was all my fault. It's all because I murdered Mr. Marshall. Hey, don't go blame yourself now. If you want to blame anyone, blame society, pal. He can't make me able to fool anyone else with his forgery, but he can't fool my memory. I remember now. I knocked Mr. Marshall into that armor. I see. Well, I better get back. It's time for the final act. Yeah, why didn't you wait? No, I'm going with you. I want to be there. When Lana tells the truth. Let's go, Wright. It's time to end this. Alright! And now, I forgot to say it. That's fine. I would say that's gonna be the last time we're gonna hear that jingle. Let's finish it. Now then, will the defendant, Miss Lana Sky, please take the stand? Miss Lana Sky, you're our chief prosecutor. I'm sure you're aware of what is required for you. But Mr. Edgeworth, you already know everything. You know all that I've done these past 2 years. Please provide the court with your testimony, Miss Sky. And remember, you are under oath. We want to hear the truth. Of course, truth. Lana, no matter what happens, I'll always be your sister. Now then, your testimony, if you will. First, tell us about your relationship with Chief Gant. Everything hinders on your testimony. You're the only chance we have to get Gant. I work alongside Gant for years. There's no truth in this blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I erased the crime scene. My only motivation was to get Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma. Are you sure about this testimony? Your Honor, I'm confessing my capital offense. Of course I'm sure. Alana! This is true, and that means Chief Gant had nothing to do with this. That's what I've been telling you from the beginning. Please, Mr. Wright, you gotta help her. She's sacrificing herself because of me. What if she's telling the truth? She's not. I know my own sister. When she speaks stiffly like that, she's hiding something inside. Deep down, she's really screaming in agony. Yeah, this is no time to start second-guessing myself. The defense may now cross-examine you. Beginning your cross-examination. You say you did this all by yourself? Yes. Would you mind telling us what you found when you arrived to the crime scene? Since I was the first person to discover the scene. The broken prosecutor knife was stuck on the victim's body. What? The prosecutor Marshall died from an unfortunate accident. That's the only situation you dreamt was possible. And the reality is, it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. Fantasize is the only one, Mr. Wright, but I'll never change this statement. You mean Prosecutor Marshall will end up being killed by Dark? Something like that. If that is so, what happened to the other murder weapon? Dark was carrying a switchblade knife. Oh, that was lying on the floor a little distance away. It was probably knocked away from the struggle. That's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up her lies with more lies. All just to protect me. When you found a scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to. Yes. I broke up the tip of the Dark's knife, planted it inside the womb, and moved the body. You planted the tip of the Dark's knife in the victim's womb? And then you moved the body? But why? Why would you do all that? You of all people should know, Edgeworth. You always had a good hand on your shoulders. My head isn't that bad, but maybe I ought to ask for the sake of the others. When you show up to the scene, where exactly was the victim's body? It was where you deducted it was, by Chief Gant's desk. When the body was found in the desk, why did you move it there? The reason for that is simple. Let's let the witness explain this in more detail. The reason Miss Sky moved the body. The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events that threatened my plan. Miss Sky, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister. You mean the forgery at the scene where Neil Marshall was murdered? If that truth were to expose now, the past 2 years of your life will have been in vain. Even so, I am compelled to bring to everyone's attention the typical contradiction in your testimony. A contradiction in my testimony? You testify, and I quote, "Pieces of the jar have shattered during the events threatened my plan." That's right. You have any problem with that? It's a simple oversight, really. You see, a message is written in a jar with the victim's blood. Yes, the prosecutor might have written it in some moments. Exactly so. And that's where your contradiction lies. In order for the victim to be able to write his message in this jar, it must not have been broken before it died. Ah. He could have written Emma's name in the shattered jar. Order! Your Honor, it would appear that more information is needed regarding this jar and his bloody message. We may be missing something critical here. Something critical? Chief Prosecutor, it seems you're in the dark as we were about the truth towards where we're headed. What? Tell exactly what you saw. We'll piece together the information and arrive at the truth. Very well. Witness may now continue your testimony. I immediately noticed the blood trace on the jar, but it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. Fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered. You mean you were at the one who wiped away the message in blood? I wasn't Chief Prosecutor at the time. She didn't think Dark was the real murderer. That's why she tried to erase the real evidence. Very well, the defense may now begin a cross-examination. Miss Sky, I believe this jar conceals the truth even you are unaware of. What? We found this final piece of the jar in Chief Gan's safe. In the Chief's safe? But how? I knew it. She really didn't know. There's something even more disturbing about that final piece. There was still blood on it. But when you just testified that she got her every last piece and wiped the blood off of them. Yes, Chief's was only one explanation. On the night Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first one to show up the scene. Chief Gan got there before you. But couldn't the defendant have simply missed a piece? I'm afraid that's unlikely. Pieces are too large for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective. I may run away, but everyone makes mistakes. Even though I once wasted an entire day looking for my dentures, they were in my mouth all along. Can you believe that? How you forgot, Your Honor? When this witness arrived at the scene, the jar was already broken. Of that. There's no way a name could have been written on the shattered jar. Another person discovered the scene prior to the witness. I hope you're not implying that person was Chief Gan. At the time, he was looking for Dark downstairs. Besides, even if he was there first, why would he break the jar? The question is, if he did arrive there first, why did he hide that fact for 2 years? Well, Your Honor, can you answer us that? No! Wait, I'm not the one in trial here. Him and Yan arrived at the scene, crime scene proud to the witness. He provided to break the jar and purposely hit the one with the broken pieces. Question: what was this action called? Fabrication of evidence. But why would Chief Gan do that? In light of what happened afterwards, isn't it clear? What happened afterwards? Discovering the scene, Lana Sky believed her sister Emma killed the victim. Determined to help her sister, she sought against Gan's hate. Letting her as an aide can't help her create evidence that incriminated Dart, sparing Emma. And therein lies the reason. The reason why Miss Sky became the chief's puppet. No, I did it on my own. Please, sis, stop trying to protect the chief. I can't watch you suffer anymore for my sake. No, you didn't. It wasn't you, Emma. You didn't kill anyone. Don't believe anything Mr. Wright said. Defense attorneys make up the most foul lies to defend their clients. Foul lies? Imagine that coming from my own client. I guess you do seem like the type who likes to twist his own truth. Wait a minute. What if we still smack dab in the middle of Gant's trap? Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Lana may be right after all. What do you mean, right? So you do tell foul lies then, Mr. Wright? Miss Sky, please testify once more. But if evidence is fabricated behind your back, then Emma's accidental killing of Prosecutor Marshall might also be a lie. But I do remember not going with Mr. Marshall. Miss Sky, if you will. I can't. There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. This cross-examination may not change a thing. However, there's a possibility that it will, if you tell the truth. Very well. I'll testify about what I really saw. Alright, witness may testify once more for the final time. When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled in that suit of armor sword. Emma and Dark were lying unconscious on the floor nearby. When I saw what had happened, I thought she did it. That's why I erased all the evidence that linked her to the murder. I have Chief Camp help me remove the body from the sword and carry it. But if it was really all a fabrication, Emma might be innocent. Unbelievable. The body was impaled on an armor sword? You were the one who saw that. If only you have proof. Actually, I do have proof. I gave it to Mr. Wright just this morning. What? To me? It's a picture I took of the crime scene as I encounter it. I thought it might be needed. But I don't remember receiving a picture like that. Lana must have known. See, Mr. Wright? She really does have faith in you. Very well, Mr. Wright. Please present this picture. I don't remember receiving any pictures from Lana. Lana said she gave it to you this morning, right? I seem to remember getting something from her then. Go check the evidence again. There must be a picture in that there somewhere. Oh. Hey, there's a picture here. Oh my. This is the actual crime scene. No other detective saw this crime scene like this. Because I contacted criminal feds only after I rearranged everything. Mr. Wright! That piece cut off from his vest. Could that be the call we found inside Chief Kent's safe? What's this? This is a handprint, isn't it? A cloth. It had fingerprints on it. Whose fingerprints? Those must be the real murderer. What? But those fingerprints are yours, Emma. Why is your lip turning all purple, Mr. Wright? Anyway, let's get on with the cross-examination. So long as you tell the truth, you should be able to flesh out the real murderer. Very well. We now begin his cross-examination. Let's begin. Wait, what? Come now, OG. This is the poorest excuse of a trial I've ever seen. Chief Camp? What? Now you want to make me out as the bad guy too? If so, I'd like to put my word into my defense. I'm afraid it's too late for that. What? You already declined to testify. That means you're forfeiting your right to make statements of any sort. This must be that wrist we were talking about earlier. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the sound of a noose tighten around your own neck. Yeah! Thunderbolt! Ah, so what? You think I'm worried? Sorry to disappoint you, but I don't need to make any statements. What do you mean? The evidence will do all the talking for me. Even if I can't testify, I can present evidence. Yes, that's true. Wait, you mean you still have some conclusive evidence? No, I don't. But someone does. Someone? So, what's your excuse, Righto? Why have you been keeping quiet about it? You do have something to show us, right? Something that proves who's knocked over Neil Marshall causing his death? Conclusive evidence that leaves no room for doubt. Is that true, Mr. Wright? If I show that piece of evidence now, Emma's sure to make up as a murderer. Mr. Wright, if you have more evidence, present now. If you try to conceal anything, you will be the one appearing before the Board of Inquiry. What do I do now? Better think about this too carefully. I can't afford to make a wrong decision. Should I present a piece of evidence? One who shows who really killed Prosecutor Marshall? Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at the point of time. What? You lie. Chief Camp? You opened my safe. I know you took what it was inside. The conclusive evidence. I don't know what you're talking about. Mr. Wright, why don't you show them? We found it together. Oh, I see. It's because you know the truth, don't you? You know whose fingerprints are on it. That's why you won't present it. What are you talking about, Chief Gant? Can't you figure it out? Take a good look at this picture. See the victim's vest? Notice anything odd about the chest area? It looks like part of it's been cut off for some reason. You mean you had this in your safe? What? That means you, the chief of police, have been concealing evidence? This is going to be the biggest scandal in the history of the police department. Impressive. To be honest, I didn't think you had the gall, Righto. Well, I can't just let you pin me up as the murderer. I'll tell you what really happened. What? You mean you're gonna admit it? I wasn't the first person to arrive at the crime scene that day. It then occurred to me that I could use the situation to control Lana. So you really were manipulating her. I knew Lana. If I made it look like she blamed Light to her sister, as when she saw the scene, she would ask me for my aid. So you assisted Miss Sky. I told her to arrange all the evidence. I had her plant the knife tip the victim's body and move the body across the room. And I ended up using that evidence to get Joe Dark convicted. When I tampered with the crime scene, I hid 2 pieces of evidence. This was before Lana arrived at the scene, mind you. 2 pieces of evidence? You mean those items from your safe? Why? For insurance. Of course. Insurance. I was sure my plan would work, but it's always best to be prepared for the worst. I wasn't about to let anyone blame me for the murder that girl committed. You mean you were calculating that far ahead while forging the evidence? What do you take me for, a fool? I didn't make police chief by dumb luck. See this jar fragment? I hit the most eligible part of Emma's name. I didn't expect Lana to go and wipe the blood off all the pieces. But if you fabricate all the evidence, why do you say you didn't fabricate the message on the jar too? Some people just don't know when to quit, don't they? That's why I kept one more item for insurance. You mean that piece of cloth? Come on, Righto. Cough it up already. I know you have it. What are you waiting for, Mr. Wright? So you admit to it then, Chief Gant, that you were hiding the cloth you cut out the victim's vest in your safe? Yes, I admit it. I didn't want to have to do with that being chief at all. But it's a lot better than being portrayed as a murderer. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say for yourself? Just a moment ago, you said you didn't have any evidence you could present. Foolish move, Righto. You should have shown him before it was too late. been a long battle, but the moment of truth has finally arrived. As long as I don't mess it up here, victory is mine. Now it's time to show it. Your Honor, I do have evidence to present now. Alright then, let's see this conclusive evidence. The evidence that shows who actually murdered Prosecutor Marshall. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest? Oh yes, at least you finally brought it out into the open. There's a handprint on this piece of cloth. Your Honor, the prosecutor requested immediately sent to the lab for analysis. This handprint on the letter, this must be a strong impact for it to be left so clearly. You mean it could not have been forged? It must be authentic, conclusive evidence. Ho! You're as slow as the uptake as ever, Worthy. What? Think about it. Wright had this all the time to present the evidence. Yet he was reluctant to do so. What would that be? You mean you already know? You know whose fingerprints are on that? But Mr. Wright, do you really know? Whoever this fingerprint belongs to must be the real murderer. Whose fingerprints are they? Very well. I'll tell you. It should be okay now. Everything's proceeding as predicted. The person who this fingerprint belongs to is... Emma? Emma Sky? What? They're mine? I'm sorry, Emma. But why? Why didn't you tell me? Ho! You're really something, Wright. You know this girl did it all along. You still try to pin the murder on me. So it's true. Tragic, but true. This girl really did shove Prosecutor Marshall to his death. How could you? You monster! Miss Sky, you know whose fingerprints were all along, yet you acted like she really didn't. Miss Sky, it's not over yet. What? I said this trial isn't over yet. Ha! But I'm afraid it is over, boy. Not only this trial, but your career too. You purposely concealed this conclusive evidence. That, my friend, is a serious offense. I'm looking forward to pressing charges after the defendant is convicted. I'll have your badge, boy. What's the matter? Can't got your tongue? Aren't you going to tell her how it feels? How it feels to be the one who single-handedly turned a poor little girl into a murderer? Before I do that, there's just one little thing I have to clear up. Oh, and what's that? Who really killed Prosecutor Neil Marshall? What? Chief Kent, you are absolutely right. This piece of cloth proves who the real murderer is. Who killed Neil Marshall, you ask? It was Emma Sky, wasn't it? I'm afraid that's not possible. You see, this piece of cloth contains a critical contradiction. What? A contradiction? What is this fool babbling about? Talking about the contradiction. One that proves who the real killer is. Mr. Wright, this piece of cloth. What could it possibly contradict? You can't. Your triangle ring ends here. Behold, the piece of evidence that contains this cloth. And what exactly is this supposed to be? This is a picture Miss Sky took. Take a good look at it. See where the piece of his vest was cut out? Yes. His shirt is showing underneath. It's hard to make out with all the blood in his vest though. Exactly my point. His chest is soaked with blood. That's only natural. His lungs no doubt were punctured. Blood poured out of his mouth. Oh, but that piece of cloth. Wait. There's no blood on it. Oh. Since Emma Sky's fingerprints are on this cloth, there's no doubt that she shoved the prosecutor aside. However, Mr. Marshall was not impaled with a sword at the time. No, this is nonsense. Now then, Chief Gant, let me ask you something. Prosecutor Marshall was not impaled when he was shoved inside. He most likely hit his head on the ground and was knocked out. If so, then tell me, who could have been? Who would have arrived at the scene before Miss Lana Sky? Picked up an unconscious prosecutor and impaled him with the sword's armor. Then, to make it look like Emma was responsible for the prosecutor's death, that person concealed it to write her name in the jar with the victim's blood. A jar that they then broke on purpose to leave behind a clue. And make Lana believe her sister did it. Remember what you admitted only moments ago? That you personally cut out this piece of victim's vest? Ironic, isn't it? But very after creating insurance, you provided that you were the actual murderer. No! It's finally all over. Oh, that was close, Wright. You almost had me. Sorry, but you'll have to do better than that. I refute your allegations. What do you mean you refute allegations? You see, that piece of cloth is illegal evidence. Order, order. What nonsense is this? Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a suspect. Remember, Aji? Earlier, old Wright here concealed that piece of cloth. So then, what's your excuse, Wright? You do have some conclusive evidence, do you? Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I could present at any point in time. Well, that's true. The defense did refuse to present evidence. At that moment, that piece of cloth ceased to be legal evidence. That's not fair. Ho 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 ho. Did you actually think you could best me in court? Don't say your last laugh's on you, son. I'm afraid Mr. Gant has the claim is legally correct. Well, Mr. Edgeworth? True, the legal evidence cannot be used to convict a person. Assuming, of course, that the evidence is indeed illegal. Oh, Mr. Wright? It seems at last. The time for me to reveal my plan has finally arrived. Mr. Wright, do you admit to it? That you purposely and illegally concealed this piece of cloth? I cannot. I admit I refused to present it at one point. Aha! So the evidence is illegal. No, it isn't, Mr. Gant. Huh? It's not that I didn't present evidence then. It's that I couldn't. What do you mean you couldn't? There are certain procedures involved with presenting evidence. No, Aji. Don't listen to his lies. He's nothing but a coward. You can't really believe. There is only one issue left to be resolved at this trial. Is this evidence legal or not? Very well. Let us settle this once and for all. Earlier you refused to present evidence. You can't prove your conduct. It's not a violation of the law, then do so now. This is my proof, Your Honor. Evidence law. What's this? I've done my homework too, Chief. Indeed, Emma Sky's fingerprints were on the piece of cloth. However, at the point of time, it was merely a piece of cloth, nothing more. What? You see, it's written right here in this book. The second rule of evidence law. Rule number 1. No evidence shall be proved without the approval of the police department. I found this piece of cloth evidence myself inside your safe. It goes without saying that I did not have approval of the police department. Rule number 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case in trial. And here's the crux of the matter. You see, at the time it was impossible for me to prove the relevance between the cloth and the SO9 incident. What? What kind of nonsense is this? You want relevancy? Just take one good look at this picture and... Sorry, but can you recall, when was that picture presented? That was shown only a few moments ago. No, he's right. At the beginning of today's trial, that piece of cloth was still meaningless. The person who gave it value as evidence was you, Amy Gant. You yourself confessed to a certain truth. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest? Oh yes. No! It was then that you approved this cloth as conclusive evidence. Yes, you, the chief of police, personally approved this cloth. The only person who has cut this from the victim's vest is the one who stood before Prosecutor Marshall in the final moment. In other words, the real murderer, and there's only one person who could it be. Damon Gant, the killer is you. Wahahahaha. Oh ho 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 ho. Oh ho 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 ho. That claps though. I knew I should have gotten rid of him. That good for nothing scum. For 2 years he's been snooping around the apartment, trying to get something off on me. Crimes are being committed every day, yet he insisted on helping me. Well, your crime wasn't exactly petty. He wanted to reinvestigate the case. He recruited Angel Star and convinced Bruce Goodman. To the Goodman? Yeah, that's right. If the evidence is transferred, I'll lose my only chance to find out the truth. Please, you gotta help me. Goodman turned him down, as he ought to. Still, Jake Marshall didn't know when to quit. He stole Goodman's ID card and tried to take the evidence. Goodman came to me that day. He wanted to file a lost item report. I went down with his evidence room. Then all of a sudden he decided to speak out. What are you talking about, Goodman? Can you please reopen the investigation, Chief? We can't transfer the evidence out. There are too many questions left unanswered. He opened his evidence locker. As he was taking the evidence out, he said, "It's not too late. I'm gonna hand this all over to Marshall." Well, to be honest, I was a bit taken aback by his words. I had a bad feeling he came to see me, and I never thought he'd bring up SL9. That's when he saw it. The accused and cursed knife. I couldn't just pull it out. Doing so only led to more blood, making it near impossible to hide your crime. Even so, the blood was just pouring out. I didn't know who might stumble in, so I hurried to wipe it up. I was worried so much about the floor, I didn't realize my fatal mistake. A bloody handprint on Teddy Gumshoe's locker. I used to be known as a crime computer, but everything has to start somewhere, I guess. I was so nervous. I had no business doing any of it. And you put the body in my car? I'm sorry, I couldn't think of any other way to move the body. I broke your trunk, and that's... but what's the big deal? You make a lot more than us detectives ever will. But leaving the prosecutor's car aside, how? How did you get Miss Guide involved in all this? Well, she has so much to lose if a truth came out. So he took the evidence from Detective Goodman's locker? I felt bad for having to do it. Allison didn't have time to pick and choose what to take. So, you left the jar fragments in the glove. Yeah, it looks like I was better off being an investigator for crimes than a committer. They all did their best to get in my way. I gotta hand it to them. They do their jobs as well, much to my dismay. Fake evidence doesn't hold up very well upon close examination. You must have known that. Tell me, Worthy, why do you stand in court? Me? You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me, we're the same. One day you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down once you try to do it alone. Well, looks like it's time to say goodbye. Oh, Udgy? What? Looks like we'll have to cancel that lunch date. Sorry, old friend. I'm sorry too, David Dad. I know you as you used to be long ago. You were once a fine investigator, an example, and others on the force. I'm sorry to learn that you are no longer that person. Those days are all gone now, Udgy. Thanks for all the memories, though. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Now you have Wright here and Worthy. With these two around, you can't go wrong. In fact, I can hear them already. The mellow sound of a new beginning. There are two things I want you to understand. Yes? First, your sister never hurt anyone. Second, Damon Gant betrayed you from the beginning. You see, Miss Sky? You no longer have any reason to keep silent. Right. When this trial is over, I'll tell everything. All I've done these past 2 years, from the time I had Gant's help to help me helped me forge evidence up to today. So, it seems all the questions raised in this trial have been answered. I'm sorry, Miss Sky. I couldn't get you off of all your troubles. My, what high standards you have for a rookie. I can see why Mia thought so highly of you. Who knows, a few years from now, you just might make it to the top. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. That is so cute. Miss Sky, and to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You suffer every bit as much as I have over these past few days. Believe me, I know how much this ordeal has been for you. It was nothing. Liar. I was worried the pressure might break you, and yet you rose above it all and guided Mr. Wright to victory. You've done well, Mr. Edgeworth. Stop it. I only did my job. In light of this case, it seems as if self-examining is in order for all of us. Miss Sky, yes, Your Honor, you are innocent of murder. However, although the chief blackmailed you, the fact that you still acted as an accomplice, a trial will be scheduled for these crimes at a later date. Yes, I understand, Your Honor. Is there something amusing about all this? Why are you smiling? It's been a long time, Your Honor. A long time since I felt free from these heavy chains. Well, this trial has gone on far too long already. Regardless, the charge of murder disqualifies the defendant, Miss Lana Sky, not guilty. That is all. The court is adjourned. Okay, 5:30 hunts, the court, and then law by number 2. At long last, it's finally over. Emma? Why the long face? I'm sorry your sister didn't get completely off the hook. But at least she wasn't convicted for a murder she didn't commit. No, is that it? Just now, after the trial ended. I can sense why Mia Fey thought so highly of you. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You suffer every bit as much as I have over these past few days. You've done well. You know, I did my best too, but Mom didn't say a single word to me. Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later. Wait, Trixie Gumshoe, what is it? You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Making a detective run around while on duty? At the top of all, be coming here. I see happy people in funerals. Hey, lighten up, pals. I'm only kidding. Oh, are you here because of my sister again? Nope, not this time. I came today because of you, pal. Me? That's right. I thought you'd like to see someone. Lana! Should you be doing this? She's still under arrest, you know. Well, I won't tell her if you won't. Emma, I owe you an apology. It's okay, sis. Don't worry about it. That day 2 years ago was the first time in my life I ever panicked. It was all I could do to keep myself from screaming. All I could think about was keeping you from getting wrapped up into that mess. Sis, I asked Kent to help me cover up the truth. I thought I was doing it for your sake, but now I realize I was wrong. I changed after that day. I had to. It was the only way I could make it through the past 2 years. I know how much it was hurting you by distancing myself, but I couldn't bring myself to tell you what I did. I was scared. Scared that you'd look at me with those eyes of yours. I was scared of how you reacted if you knew. But sis, you were doing it for me. No. Huh? I turned my back on you that day. You're hiding what I believe in truth. I was deceiving you. Sis, I'm such a fool. It took me all this time to realize it. Emma, I'm so sorry. But sis, you don't have to apologize. I'm happy now. You're happy? Of course. You know, sis, I always knew that one day you'd come back. And now you have. Oh, Emma. Emma. Aww. No one can change the past. The only thing we can do is try to make up for our mistakes. Why must we make up for our mistakes, you ask? Because in so doing, we can find a way back to our rightful path. And it's from there we can move on towards a brighter future. At least that's what I felt watching the two sisters make up. Mr. Wright, Mr. Gumshoe, me? Thank you both for all you've done. I'm sure we'll meet again someday. Isn't that right? Edgeworth. Edgeworth? Stop hiding and come over here. Where was he hiding? I just came to say congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Right. Well, I'll be going now. Mr. Edgeworth, I hope you don't blame yourself for what happened. We were the ones who acted corruptly, not you. It's too late for me. No matter what anyone may say, I realize today that I can't control my mistakes. Mr. Edgeworth, not only that, but I don't even trust myself anymore. Chief Kent was right. You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me, we're the same. One day you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring down one once you try to go it alone. I do despise criminals. I plan on dedicating my entire life to fighting them. If I want to fight crimes on my own, I need a weapon. It's scary, but I've known that to be true for quite some time now. But Edgeworth, who knows? Given enough time, I might be trying to pull something like Chief Kent did. That thought terrifies me. That's why I can't continue as a prosecutor. Edgeworth, don't you understand? Him again and your mentor, Manfred von Karma, were both the best of the best when it came to fighting crime, but they both made the same mistake. You said in order to fight crime on my own I need a weapon. That may be true, but think back to today's trial. You weren't alone. You were working together with Mr. Wright, and because of that partnership, you were able to present evidence that otherwise would have gone undiscovered. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Oh, yeah. What is this? A pub quiz? Come now, Mr. Wright, show what Lana's talking about. Evidence, huh? Something that neither Edgeworth or I could have been able to find on our own? All I found is the evidence list. That's the picture I drew. The Condor type began with this. You had one half of the evidence list and I had the other. Apart, we wouldn't be able to completely restore Emma's picture. That didn't just happen by chance, Mr. Edgeworth. Time for me to go. Mr. Edgeworth, if you'll excuse me, there's still some loose ends I need wrapping up. Take care, Chief Prosecutor. Edgeworth, what will you do now? Well, whatever you do, just remember, you can't let what happened kill the prosecutor in you, and you can't let it help you grow. In the end, it's up to you. I know. Since I owe you my thanks too, right? What I face now is my problem. Edgeworth, I'll be waiting for you in court. Farewell. I better be going too. Okay, I'll be by to visit soon. Since we all have a lot to learn and catching up to you. Here, this is a little something for you. Certificate for investigation. It's the first book I ever bought. Study it well. Thanks, sis. I will. And so, another case came to a close. As for the sisters, I have faith. Oh. Faith that their lives have only just begun. And as for me, I think that time I started on a new journey on my own. The journey to rediscover myself. Well, don't go tickling off just yet, pal. Huh? What is it, detective? There's just a little matter to be resolved about the chief prosecutor. She's supposed to be out of jail like this. But I thought you said it was okay. Yeah, well, it may be okay with me, but the folks in the prison are a different story. Huh? Basically, I had to bribe the guard in order to sneak in for like 30 minutes. Believe me, it wasn't cheap either. Huh? Way to go, detective. I didn't know you had the wild side. Yeah, well, you see, Mr. Wright here is going to be footing the bill. Huh? Huh? What, you think I can afford it with my salary? You gotta be kidding me, pal. Huh? 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 Thank you, Mr. Wright. You're the best. Why is it? I suddenly feel like I want to scream. Hey, I got an idea. Why don't we all pay it off together? Yeah, that's a great idea. Come on, Mr. Wright. Come on, guys, let's go. And with that, Rise from the Ashes is done, and the first Ace Attorney game is also done too. I arranged for a friend of mine in Euro to take care of Emma. I hope she'll be pleased to study under a top coroner. As for me, the affair has pretty much ended my days at the prosecutor's office. I managed to find my way back to the field somehow. Then I'll be able to investigate crimes together with Emma. This case is super long. Combined with the first one and the second one, 7 hours. Jesus, that is a lot. My overall thoughts of this game, well, yikes, I thought I was a goner for a moment there. In the end though, they overlooked my authorization and investigation to the chief's office. If we penalize you anymore, it'll be worse than firing you. Yep, that's what they said. It just goes to show that you can't shake me off that easily. It's a good game. I will admit the 3 days thing is a bit too much. I'm so glad that the future Ace Attorney games do not have this anymore. I will say Rise from the Ashes is super long. It didn't need to be as long as it did. Like 7 hours of just one case is a bit too much. My new mission is to guard the main entrance and take care of Billy. Can you believe it? I've been demoted as a security guard. My partner's keeping an eye on the entrance for me today. I'll show her no, something I'm gonna make it great. Something I'm gonna make detective. Yes, sir, I'm gonna be just like Dick Gumshoe. Yeah. As what's next? Obviously, we'll be going to the second game of the Ace Attorney series, which is Justice for All, which will begin whenever I'm ready. Thankfully, Justice for All only has 4 cases, so it shouldn't be that long to finish. Oh, it died. But yeah, Justice for All will be the next game of the Ace Attorney series that we're going to start soon.
What is it? Can you see I'm having me a showdown with a stick lunch partner? Miss Star managed to sneak this for me. She's seeing one of the guards, it seems. Well, cowboy, looks like you did it. You even got Bambino back her smile. Can you make sure Billy and the gang get their water?
Looks like we won't be seeing each other for a while. As a farewell gift, I put a new meal on the menu, the Wright way lunch. The top layer tastes a bitter as defeat, but the bottom layer is sweet as victory. Kids seem to dig the turnabout feed. It's a hot seller on exam time. Just make sure not to eat it backwards.
Like I said, this case didn't need to be as long as it did. It's a good case, but it's just super long. I'll never forget what that young defense lawyer said after the trial. Let's see, what was his name again? Mr. Leff? Anyway, he said he's been doing something for how many years? Well, anyway, I got another trial to get to, so I better be. Huh? Oh no, I forgot my gobble. Sorry, gotta go. Well, just a quick reminder, we will be doing Justice for All the next stream. It's Maya. Nothing suits the soul like fresh country air. Still, sometimes I do miss hearing you and your objection. Still, I can't wait to go back onto a full-fledged spirit medium. Mystic Maya, afternoon training's about to start again. Coming. I'll see you around, Nick. I wonder who that sounds like. Well, we'll find out in the next game. Man, this is so great. Mr. Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth, I brought you your tea. What's going on? Oh, I wonder what that is. Thanks for coming to see me off. I can't believe I'm going to Europe. Thank you, Mr. Wright. Thank you so much for everything. I'm a little sad, but I'll be alright. Whenever I want to see Lana, all I have to do is open this book. Oh, I guess they want us to investigate it. Oh, a letter. Oh, that is adorable. Alright guys, then that's the end of today's stream. We will go on a raid. Yeah, final finish. The first decision.